let's begin. Last we left off, your group continued on your journey to locate the ruined horde of Devosa. Or well kept, I suppose. Upon arriving, you were challenged to riddles via Sphinx, as well as a battle with this guardian to test your worth and strength, if you were worthy of the Master's treasure. You successfully passed these challenges, and managed to explore the rest of the Horde, learning more about its history, and eventually, once locating the main treasure room, learning of its owner, in the form of Jamon Saord, or as he is better known, Devosa, who your group was able to figure out by this happenstance coincidence of running into his horde, was perhaps hiding more than he was willing to let on. Having a conversation with him, you spoke of destiny and fate. You asked him for some help and received very little, yet even then he allowed you to leave with your lives and memories intact and enter back into his horde to continue your journey from where you left it off. So you did. You retrieved your treasure in the form of a damaged and far broken angelic weapon, and you aborted your airship once more, or attempted to at least, but were stopped along the way by a group of raiders. Crawler gangs is what they're called, and this one specifically was known as the Paragon's Call. You managed to dispatch them, though the battle was hard fought and came with many injuries. And now the airship above you is starting to lower down as your group picks through the carnage. And that's where we pick up.
Luke.
Boy, howdy. Let's see. Miscellaneous stuff. Where do I have this map at? Is it Rumadon Desert? Might be.
We've got that piece of a golden sword. And we've potentially got a giant motorcycle to ride back to town.
Well, as far as the motorcycles are concerned, you have two very heavy motorcycles sitting around that can house 2 people each. However, you probably won't be able to fit these on the airship, as it's a smaller ship, and there's definitely a weight limit to a flying ship. But to describe the carnage, it really depends exactly what you're trying to do. Are you just trying to vulture off of them, or take anything that looks good enough to be passing for useful gear? Any magic items or equipment? Because all of them seem to have, like, hide armor and some battle axes, stuff like that. You know, a lot of their weapons were poisoned, but by now the poison is definitely diluted, and by the next time you use it, it likely won't be very useful.
Is there any, like, equipment or maybe, like, engine parts or things that the Consortium might find useful?
Okay. Crawler bikes themselves are a very complicated machinery. I would say you'd want to inspect the one that was already blown up in the fight, because that one is relatively disassembled already for you. So you probably pull up one of the intact bikes next to it and just use it as a point of comparison. If you want to go ahead and make me a mechanics check. Make me like an intelligence check.
Roll technology here.
Yeah, do me intelligence.
I'll guidance myself.
Oh my god.
It's always good when Thomas shows up.
He always shows up. You only roll 20s, my god. You like rigged your dice, I'm convinced. I don't know, you put those in the oven for a little bit before you came to session, I'm thinking.
We put them in the oven.
Well, you got a 23. You're able to disassemble the bike, and I mean, as far as parts the Consortium might find useful, you find it hard not to find parts that anyone might not find interesting. Intricate engines and crawler machinery. Definitely not thrown together by these guys. They don't seem like the type, but as crude as it seems, this is a fascinating mechanism. You're not sure if you could repair it, and you certainly don't have the tools to do it right now, but you could take it back for dissection and potentially write some notes while you're here.
I'll do that then. I'll take the most interesting looking pieces.
Mm-hmm. So you scavenge those, and it's heavy, but light enough to fit on the ship without much terror. As long as you're not bringing the entire vehicle on both of them onto the ship, then it should be fine. Or even one of them. Besides that, the bandit Pain Lord had half-plate armor and a shield of missile attraction, as well as his poisoned flail, which is no longer but a normal flail with 3 heads. Other magic items or things of interest. There was the Crawler Sniper, who seemed to have a magical sniper rifle, and the Crawler Evoker, who has not more than a tattered tome of spells.
Tattered tome of spells.
It's damaged heavily, but you could extract a couple of spells if you wanted.
I'd like that sniper rifle, please.
I'll take whatever I can
No.
get, bro. Secondhand.
Just kidding.
So you'll go take the wizard's spell book then.
Sure.
All right. These are the spells that are in the book. You know the drill.
Yes.
Potentially learn these later if you have the money and the resource. Persephone, I'll go ahead and add the sniper to your
Hi.
inventory.
Is there a residuum powder left?
Let's see here.
Greedy fucking griller over here.
There are 7 shots of +1 residuum powder and 1 shot of +2.
Namaste.
Dame.
And then some long rifle ammunition, just base.
Dame.
Which I'll just add all that to your inventory.
Thank you.
There you go, there you go, there you go. Cool, I think that added on to what you had. Let me just do this real quick to test it. If I add another 10, yeah, it does increase it. Okay. Let me edit you. 22. There. And the powder's there. Yep. Alright. Besides that, the sniper will be added to your inventory. There's a likely chance I'm going to have to change things about this, so, you know. A little hastily made. I can edit it later if anything is breakable on it. But you can go ahead and read through it. For the most part, it will stay the same.
Yes, sir.
I need to make sure. Yeah, I never expended a limit to how many times you could use the fiery discharge ability because I made this in a hurry. Just assume that's like a once a day kind of thing.
Now, this is a long shot, but would it be possible for me to scavenge any extra hit points among the wreckage?
How do you propose you do that?
Eat the people.
What?
Eat the people.
They don't have any
Cannibal
hit points.
perk.
Well, I don't
These
know,
guys-
man. You're the DM.
You killed them all.
I already technically healed you back up to stable. You want me to see how much I gave you?
I mean, he's got 9 health total.
I'm at 9 out of 120.
Okay.
Just remove all these tokens from the map.
Well, what about the other people? Oh.
Let's see. You know what? Make me an investigation check. We'll see. If you're all high enough, we can see what we can do.
If any of them have
Scavenging hit
potions.
points.
Guidance this one as well.
Good lord.
Not so lucky this time. You aren't able to find much besides what's obviously listed. The only other magic item that's left is a shield of missile attraction and then non-magical half-plate armor. That seems to be decently damaged. So, unless any of you guys want that, speak now or forever hold your peace.
You're
I'll
already
take-
hooked
I'll
up
take the
on
shield.
half plate, aren't you, Aerodonis?
Alright, you'll take the shield. Let me add that to your inventory.
I already have half plate, so if anybody else is in need of it,
Nah.
I might have to price this shield later. I don't know if I give it a price. Yeah, I didn't.
Lemo. Is the half plate in the normal condition of will sell for half its price?
It's damaged. You'll sell for a quarter of its price.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not even gonna bother picking it up.
don't you have a bag of holding?
Yeah, I just don't care.
Okay. What about the, sorry, I don't think if I caught this, but what about that, who was the gentleman, was it the Pain Lord? The
One
bandit
of
with the two magical flails, or
The flails
The
were
whip?
poisoned,
oh, okay.
and that's diluted by this point.
Damn, I want the kind of poison he's got.
Well, find the right people. You won't, though.
Well, we just have to follow the map back to the bandit camp.
The map.
The map they have with a big dotted line and a giant red X on it.
We live here. It's just a picture of sand.
Unfortunately, you salted the earth with these guys, so we aren't going to see another Six Knives gang member anytime soon.
He should have run.
He tried to, and then you knocked him on his ass like 7 times.
He should have run faster and better.
Oh my god, he's a
Welcome.
fucking turtle.
Fucking turtle.
Honestly, I'm actually glad that fucking Sniper Turtle here didn't join the cohabitation alliance. That would have been ass.
Cohabitation Alliance is getting stronger by the day.
It better not.
Everyone, you mercy. Either way, the airship now gets to a point where you see a rope fall down from the ship. Or a rope ladder.
Alright, the
Couple hundred feet
goblining
above.
is over. Back to RP mode. Oh, fuck my head. Oh.
Damn.
Your head hurts.
Yeah, I got knocked off the fucking cliff face. Of course it hurts.
I was unconscious.
Not usually
like
supposed to
3
ding them a
times.
lot. Alright.
I blacked out there for a minute.
I'll join the fucking club.
Any longer in this desert, and I'm gonna go stir crazy. Let's get on the airship.
I couldn't agree more. I fucking hate sand.
The sooner we're back in civilization, the better.
Fucking Persephone kind of jostles her tongue in her mouth a bit and just spits out a nice bit of blood. Ugh. Persephone's looking over the bodies that we got done picking. You know what? Fuck it, I like this one. And I'm going to fucking desecrate their body one more time and steal their jacket.
Few bullet holes and scorch marks on it, but it's a thing.
Yeah, it works for me. You two alright?
Eridonis is just holding the scroll of arcane comment. Looking over at like the tiny little bits of stardust that remain scattered amongst the sands. The
How'd you
remnants of
fucking
my
use
dog.
that thing?
Eridonis says nothing.
Oh, is that is that where the dog came from?
Are there still tiny traces of the dog, of like whatever remains of the dog?
No, there are. It was
They've
all
all
just
blown
cleared.
away.
All the stardust. It was
all
gone in an
It's all
instant.
just blown away.
It turned into light and then vanished magically.
Eridonis is going to reach down where the dog, I guess, disappeared. He's going to just take some of the sand in his hands and let it slowly slip through his fingers as he then looks up at the night sky. And then he's going to, I guess, roll up the scroll. I suppose now it's plain to see that it appears to have faded somewhat. Perhaps the glyphs that were inked onto the scroll have now sort of lost a bit of their luster. He's going to tuck it into his bag and then just silently head over to the airship.
As you're walking by, I'll just like give you a pat on the back and just it'll be alright. There's that cat cafe and there's a homeless dog Eric's liked. We can go see them.
Eridon's just going to keep on walking and just
Yeah.
linger by the rope to the airship.
I'm gonna start climbing up that rope.
You climb.
Well, to answer your question on my end, I'm about the same as I was earlier.
Alright. Let's get you a bit better than you were earlier. Come on.
Okay. Walk over and give hug. The jacket smells.
Everything smells. It's soot, dust, gunpowder, and blood.
Alright. I gotta go. I'll go over to the ladder.
Do you all eventually climb up?
Yes, sir.
Alright. After making your way back to the top of the ship, the captain will greet all of you. Once I saw the smoke clear and the bodies weren't moving anymore, I assumed you had it taken care of. Good work.
I guess he did warn us about those things.
Tried to, but it was bound to happen. It's the reason I didn't want to linger around too long, but seems like you guys had taken your time.
Buddy, you don't even want to fucking know.
And I won't ask.
Believe what we found down there, though.
Oh yeah?
It was like dragon's horde.
Huh. Well, you don't look like you had a run-in with any dragons.
Thank God.
No. Neither way. Shame we can't take those bikes with us, but... yeah. This thing's made for speed, not for cargo. Where will it be to next? From what I've been told, you got a few extra places to check out here in the desert.
Ooh.
Right. You had all the stars locations marked on your map. You were paid for to travel to any of those, this guy.
It's basically just a question of, do we want to regroup first, or do we just want to fucking blitz all the locations?
You can get rests in between.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, obviously we can get rests in between, but...
Do we need to resupply though? Health potions, things of that nature. We could always go back to. Okay, well, hear me out. We go to Ank'Harel, right? Rest up, resupply, give give the consortium the first. Give the owl their weapon, and if needs be, we can resupply. And one of the stars is like right up this delta here.
The thing is, I feel like if we go back to the consortium and give them the weapon, they'll start getting pissy about how long we take to do the allegiance thing.
If we go to the star in the Talland Highlands and hit that star first, then we can get this next star on the way back, and then hit Ank'Harel.
Yeah.
Then Ank'Harel.
How do we feel in terms of supplies, though?
I might kindly request the Talland Highlands one be saved specifically for next session.
Okay.
I've planned all the other ones out, but I still need some work for the Talland Highlands
I
one.
guess we could go north to south, then we could go the other direction.
Yeah, all the other ones are fine. I've got plans for those.
We hit everything in a line.
Okay, well, how are you guys doing in terms of other supplies?
And I'll mark off this star since you beat it.
Good on ammo, still got healing potions. Still got rations, even though we really don't care.
Actually, I got a better idea how to deal with these stars.
Something like this.
Well, everybody?
Yeah, I think we're kind of chilling.
Let me look at it.
That the ruler.
I can see it. Yeah, like, this is fine. Like, it's a weird pathway, but that's just how it is.
Yeah. Well, we're going.
Let me mark this in permanent marker.
Permanent marker, the best kind of marker.
We can resupply there after the second one.
Alright, this is a good 3 months worth of sessions.
That's pretty good. What's radial rainbow?
What the fuck is the troll fairy?
Huh?
It's over on the west side.
The troll fairy.
I'm so upset this is not on our route. I need to know.
Well, I'll let you guess what kind of enemies you'd find there. Probably wouldn't like the answer.
I think I'd love the answer.
Alrighty. So you'll be heading to the Agrod Mountains Mountain Pass star then, yes?
Maybe we should also take a detour to the Ziggurat.
Where's the ziggurat?
God.
Oh my god, it is the ziggurat.
There's no
Where?
ziggurat
Where is it?
like it.
Oh.
A few of these are campaign 3 critical role marked locations.
Critical Role reference market.
Or Q Oreo. You think they got Q Milk nearby?
Corel. Worry not, you'll be going towards the Suthan volcano.
But yeah, I think we're going straight over there. I don't think we're getting supplies until later.
Alrighty. In that case, what do you tell your captain? After you've come to some deliberation.
Sorry, I just back and I looked at this map. What the fuck?
Do you have a problem with the very sophisticated navigators?
I do need to ask. Hold on, I do need to ask Nerd one thing.
Yes.
Do we have an approximation from the captain how long this will take? Because from what I remember, Ankarel to the Hellcatch Valley was like what, 2 days, 3 days of travel?
I believe it was 2 days.
So that's like
Yeah,
maybe
we'll
like
say.
4 days to get to the top of the to the western side of the Agrad Mountains.
69 feet is 2 days.
Straight through the Rumadon Mountains, or Rumadon Desert. I mean, yeah, we can do some math, right? Let's see. It was 70 feet, I guess, because I didn't have it set to miles for some reason. You want to do it like every other map?
The whole thing is
Oh, there's no tracker.
782 feet.
So let's see. From here to here, it's 70. It's 150, give or take. Sure. 70.
Like 4 days.
Yeah. I'd say maybe like just to get there, I'd say 3. I'll make it a little shorter. Either way, the captain will say just about that. If we don't get any winds or distractions on the way there, we could probably get there in 3.5 days. Air travel's good.
Eridon's gonna look over to the others just to see if they're willing to go along with this quest, as I imagine he'd be asking about the distance, like the travel time and everything else with regards to getting to these other points.
Yeah, fine by me. I ain't got anyone else to be.
That's a long ways away from Ankarel.
I've never quite been around the Agrad Mountains. Most airship captains try and stay away from places like that. There's still some uncontacted peoples out in the jungles.
Uncontacted, you say?
Well, for good reason. There's been some contact in the past, but
Not of
doesn't
a
end
pleasant
well a
kind.
lot of the time. No, not likely. But who knows, that might just be on the captains.
Do
Well,
either of you
either
have
way.
any idea what's waiting for us out there?
Out there? Let me think. I definitely expect some sort of, maybe, tribe of Aarakocra.
I mean, is this whole dead scholar business really worth the travel?
Yeah, kinda.
It is
Well-
to me.
I'm getting paid enough to do it.
You think they're buried in the dragon horde?
I don't know what they're buried, but I'm not really in a position to question the star map given from a fucking weird-ass gem in an ancient evil temple.
I'm trying to remember if Valen was actually present for the whole discussion of the Cassiopeans, and I think he was.
No.
He wasn't?
The
Lovely.
original
Yeah,
one?
that was
The original
Eric's.
one was with
Valen.
Eric's. Yeah,
Eridanus is going to turn to Valen, and he's going to tell him quite plainly. You recall seeing that orc who was dressed in robes similar to mine, yes? The one we saw over there in the tombs?
Hard to forget, we unearthed his corpse.
There are other members of my order. 5 in total, including him. Many years ago, before or perhaps during the calamity, that band of scholars, me among them, had tried to parse certain secrets behind godhood and divinity. From what it sounds like, it appears we had tried to find another way to ascend, following on the trail of some other failed scholar. Whatever it is, however, it seems like we came close, but we nonetheless failed. I believe that if we manage to seek out the rest of these bodies and uncover their memories once more, we'll have a clearer picture of what exactly went on. And beyond that, well, the members of my order, they once inhabited the sunken city that Ank'Harel now rests upon. If we have word and memories from the former inhabitants of such a place, I'd imagine that might help us prepare for whatever lies down there.
And what does lie down there?
Well, from what we've seen, at the very least, there's a trapped demigod in agony. And that certainly can't mean anything good.
So your bunch of dead guys who failed their bid for godhood are gonna tell us how to get in?
Perhaps. I also wonder if they might be able to shed more light on this Elixir and what business really went down during the calamity. And more than anything else, I wish to know why exactly we were scattered. What exactly happened that caused us to be cast into the astral sea, floating without memories, and perhaps what brought me back.
Brought you back how? You were dead.
I was, but then I woke up inside of a display case in a museum out near Palmaflora. Gave the janitor a good scare. I've been trying to find out more about who I was, what kind of a person I was before, well, everything. And I'm only now beginning to really understand what we were working towards. And who knows? It is curious, isn't it? We were lost out there in the astral sea for nigh on how many centuries? 5, perhaps? I'd always thought that once you were lost in the astral sea, you could never come back. Yet something did pull me back here. And why me? Why not the others? Those who seem to have been more knowledgeable and more involved in this path for godhood.
I suppose that is curious, but your elvish friend could tell you that 5 centuries isn't forever.
I'd say quite a few. I'd say 5 centuries is quite enough for a lot of things to change. This place was once a lush jungle. Now it's a desert. 5 centuries ago, well, there was a certain demigod, but now he remains almost forgotten, and is now causing his corruption to spread out all across the world. Thinking about it, if he's stuck underneath on Corel, his essence has been found corrupting things out as far as Jorhas.
The place I'm from, 5 centuries really isn't that long at all. Nothing really changes there.
Oh, you're the exception, I guess.
Me and thousands of others.
You know what I meant, dipshit.
Either way, I can't help but feel that there is something connected to these scholars that also ties us to Elixion. Not least of all because the visions we've been receiving appear to hint towards some kind of a connection between this forgotten city, whatever work my fellow scholars had undertaken, and whatever is happening to Elixion. And you yourself said that you're interested in trying to find a way down there and to track down this peregrine of yours, your guardian angel. Wouldn't it be best to know whatever awaits us down there and to perhaps shed some light on why all of this is happening? It all somehow feels connected, doesn't it?
Sounds like a lot of work. But
I'd imagine it was also a lot of work getting here from Vasselheim.
if it makes life easier for future me, I suppose I'm interested.
Paradonis is going to look to Fenzira and Persephone.
Okay, I was waiting for Fen to say something about kind of stuff.
I don't know what to say. I don't know why I'm being looked at.
They're not already convinced.
Well, there could always be second thoughts, but with that, Harrryyyson is going to point to the star that's west of the Agrad Mountains.
I had an ADHD moment. I'm so sorry.
Comedy. But, hey, I already said. We got your back, right? Besides, all this is interlinked in weird fucking ways. Whatever your quest is our quest. Until we get down there, I guess.
Eridonis is going to give a very, very grateful nod to the two of you. Then we have a heading. It's going to turn to the captain and just gesture towards that star on the Agrad Mountains.
He'll kind of be leaning on the side of the ship a little bit, kind of looking over and saying, "Well, I did suppose I wondered what all this was about."
And now you know.
I'm surprised
Don't
your
know
friend
if it
didn't
changed
fill
much for
you
me.
in. Actually, I take it back. No, I'm not.
We have a very don't ask, don't tell kind of relationship going on. Business is business, and I don't care what I'm doing as long as it's enough money. Though this doesn't really sound like anything too bad, shockingly. See him kind of walk
Yeah,
up
it's
to
just
the helm.
grave robbing.
If you do tell, we
I've
know
seen
where your
worse.
airship berths.
I don't gotta threaten the man.
Well, I suppose you do have that up on me. Shouldn't be a worry, though. It's just a nice trip across the desert, after all. Either way, make yourselves comfortable. The journey's just beginning. Got a couple of days to wait. As I said, I've heard tale from some old friends about Icefura around that area, but not sure. They like to be around the mountains. And if this location you tell me is true, it's right through some sort of pass.
What are those guys like, anyway? Got any stories? I've only heard tell of one of them, and it wasn't very good.
I couldn't tell you much about them. They tend to be relatively secretive. I know that Wildmount tends to have their own tribes, but a lot of them keep to themselves. I know that they can fly, almost like birds. I think they are birds. And some of them are attuned to wind magic, which is the reason that a lot of ships try and keep their distance.
Oh, I'm gonna be in pain. I think I know exactly where this is going.
Hopefully they keep that secretive part true. Be best if we didn't see him at all.
I wouldn't count on it. Depends where we go. I don't know what kind of special star map locations your old acquaintances were buried around, but no telling what kind of stuff has changed after all these years.
I mean, we can probably just show you if you don't have a problem with that, Adonis.
Show me what?
I'm gonna need you to say that again. I didn't hear what the captain said.
So in regards to the star map, he said that he didn't know like what the exact places on it were, and then I said, "Well, we can just show it to you if that's okay with you."
He's seen the map. He's seen the map. He just saying he doesn't know what it's gonna look like at touchdown because he's never been there before. He doesn't know what the actual region is like.
Hopefully, you won't have to linger there for too long. As with before, as long as you manage to stay somewhere close by enough for pickup, we'll try to handle anything that might menace your airship.
Well, that works for me. It was either that or I would drop you off a little early, but I don't mind staying a little close just in case. As long as you make it quick this time. Either way, the ship is moving. Is there anything your group would like to discuss or do in the next couple of days? Be my guest, as you have a bit of time to yourselves, and you will during this journey. But for the most part, travel will be expedited.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Valen, you brought that big fucking engine up here, yeah?
I did.
Feel like a hand looking at it?
You know,
I think I know what I'm doing with a big fucking engine. Thank you very much.
Do you?
Absolutely. This part here makes the fuel go, and this part is the combustion, and that part spins the tires, I'm pretty sure.
That doesn't even rotate. That can't...
It's magic, obviously.
It's not fucking magic. It's just made out of metal.
And magic... Just like this airship.
Hmm.
You do that magic thing you do.
Magic thing I do? Which one?
How you see the magic? I don't fucking know.
Identifying things? Okay.
Whatever you do.
It's gonna take me a bit, because it's a ritual spell, but...
That's beside the point. We don't need to
Go
know
over
how
and
this thing works.
checky
Just gotta bring it back to the consortium.
How you know it's worth anything? You don't know how it works.
The captain will speak up and say, well, I'll tell you right now, that's definitely going to be worth a penny. Unfortunately, the only mechanics who could work that kind of thing are in Bossaris or Drusar. And that's a far distance from here. Considering we're already flying away from it.
We'll drop it off on Ankarel at the way back.
Yep. Any mechanic would be ecstatic to have that sort of thing, though. Either way. Unfortunately, Identify can't really give you much because there's no innate magical properties to this engine itself. Maybe the rest of the components... Perhaps there was some sort of magical fuel source which created combustion inside of the engine, but whatever aspect that had is very gone.
I'll just convey to him, like, I feel like the only part of this that was magical was the fuel. This is kind of just metal. So do with that what you will.
Like I said, we don't need to understand how it works.
We do. You haven't. If you want to use it for something.
Oh, hey, look. Even if you don't want to know how it works, I kinda do. Those bikes were really fucking sick, actually. If you don't mind, big man. Just gonna take a look at it.
Fine, it's all yours. At least until we get back to the city.
Much appreciated.
And with that, do you want to? You'll spend a couple of days investigating the engine. Won't worry about checks for now. Just time works for that. It's hard to understand, but you get a grasp that this engine somehow powered the vehicle in a way that allowed it to control the other metallic components that made it move. However, there was some sort of combustion component that allowed this engine to function properly. As was hypothesized, it was something that was likely magical, as you aren't sure of any fuel source that it could be, but the greatest mystery to unravel about these things is what juice makes them operate. Regardless, that's probably a mystery for the foreseeable future. Eventually, after a couple of days, you'll make it to your destination. With no major interruptions, as your ship is built for speed.
Nope. Alcohol.
Alcohol.
I think Valen would have spent the couple of days of the journey practicing his old rituals and prayers.
Alright. It'll be around, how to say, this time you'll arrive at this next destination. It doesn't take long, however. As you begin to fly through this mountainous gorge, the tip of the mountains seem to reach up to the airship, and the captain will say, "We can't take her much higher than this, so we're going to have to go a little slower to be careful. If all goes well, though, we should be alright."
Guys, everybody make sure to take a long rest, too. Or some
Yes.
kind of a rest. Yes. Good.
Time is
Perfect.
passed.
Nobody slept the whole time.
We get multiple long rests, right?
Several.
Just for
Sure,
hit,
yeah,
hit
sure.
dice
Oh, God.
regeneration.
Okay,
Then
nerd.
Take 3.
3 days.
Take 3.
Nerd.
3 days.
Yeah.
Surely we will have some opportunity to perform a fine familiar ritual now that we are somewhere safe.
Oh,
You-
that was
I mean, sure, yeah.
I need my blind machine back.
Blind machine.
Paradisaical wish reforms itself once more. I can't remember if I think I described the shard entering the wish last time you had it,
Yeah.
right? So now you see a more rigid, defined color in this kind of, don't know how to describe it, but you know those like, it's like the little things you can look through and shine a light through, and it's just a bunch of multicolored glass shards, kind of like stained glass, but it looks all trippy. There's a toy that uses it, but I don't know what it's called. Maybe panoramic? I don't know.
Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope, that's what it is. You get a good boy point. Inspiration.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It's like a kaleidoscope of colors, and this is just one piece of that multicolored arrangement. I believe this was a blue sapphire. Either way, your familiars are reformed, and eventually, after some rest and relaxation, you seek tension as you kind of look over the side of your ship, waiting to see what will happen next. The captain's gonna say, "Alright. Should be far enough now if you're ready to jump out, same way you went before."
So, okay, what's the terrain looking like here in terms of the area around the star, besides the high mountain peaks here?
It's a rocky mountain chasm where you see, kind of thick foliage starting to form around this area where jungle borders desert in a very strange, almost oasis-y kind of look. Thick trees seem to block large aspects of the lower mountains, and you even see some trees up in taller aspects of the mountains in places where you could hardly imagine them being able to grow. It's fascinating. If you'd like to make a perception check, you could try and look for anything that might be lingering.
I will.
I'll take a look over the other side of the ship,
Yep, go ahead.
just so that we have our bases covered. With some guidons.
Guidance.
Guidons.
Besides what seems to be wildlife, dancing around, different animals that call the mountains and jungles their home, apes, monkeys, birds, anything like that, that can climb and survive in these terrains. You don't seem to see anything out of the ordinary, besides some nesting creatures up in these tall, safe trees.
Well, it looks like the coast is clear.
Yeah, it's gonna be just as fun as last time.
He says, "Oh, you won't be taking the rope. That's how you'll get on. Remember," he'll kind of
Yeah, jumping off.
point to the stone that you have. "If that old thing still works, that'll be your way down."
And if it doesn't,
Well, that's what Adonis is for.
I was gonna say good luck, but it sounds like you have that covered.
Trust me, if we were just going off of luck, this would have ended a long time ago.
Right.
Probably for the worse. Our luck has been terrible.
Well, not to push you along, but I don't want to linger here for too long, so
You're right, you're pushing us off.
I'll circle around.
Well, Harrryyyson is going to step up onto on top of the railing as before, waiting for the rest of you to join him.
I don't want to free fall by myself anymore, please.
I'll step up on the railing too, I guess.
I'm gonna flick open the glasses of looking stylish, put them on, and fall backwards off the edge.
Bitch!
Wow.
Oh, I didn't think she'd move that quickly.
Bitch, you
Harrryyyson is
said
going
you
to jump
would
as
have
well.
called me! No!
I'll hold out my hand for Fen,
Oh my god.
like a proper gentleman.
That's insane. Persephone, are you seeing this?
No, because Persephone's falling off.
See,
It's
me
free
personally,
falling.
I wouldn't let that slide.
Persephone's gone, dude.
Okay,
I'm moving in. I'm moving in on
Alright,
a girl.
I'm getting a piggyback ride, I guess. I'm hopping on your fucking big man shoulders.
Adonis is going to just cannonball after Persephone. You guys had better hurry the fuck
I'm
up, or else
going!
You could be out of range.
That 60-foot range is running out very
I'm
rapidly.
going! I'm gone! We're going!
You all
No,
dive off.
I jump off. But first,
Alright.
before I say it, are you ready?
Oh my god, I
Hold
don't
on
care.
tight,
Oh,
and then jump
okay.
off.
I hate falling.
As you
Well-
begin to descend,
We're just gonna keep falling until we get close enough where I can, we're gonna keep falling until we're 100 feet off the ground.
Alright, well, you got your magic rock, so 100 feet's not exactly a point of danger, thankfully.
Doesn't that magic rock have like a 1 in 10 chance of failing?
No, you should use it.
Oh, no, I got my own. Thank you very much.
So boring. Oh, God.
As
All
we
right.
all fall, you see Aridon's going to trace an arcane sigil. It opens up into like a large circle ringed with various constellations. And as you all fall through, you feel yourselves as if you've fallen through like molasses or something. And your fall you just slow down very gradually until you touch down onto the ground.
You all begin to descend, and you begin to cast out your spell. For reference, what does your Featherfall spell look like for me?
Yeah, it's just that it's like an arcane glyph. It'll widen out as we fall towards it, so that it kind of becomes like a really large circle that we all fall through, kind of like a basketball hoop in a way.
Yeah, like a net.
And then
All right.
once we fall through, I guess people would whoever passed through would feel like they're slowing down, like you fall into water or molasses, and you slow down until you touch the ground.
I feel like
One-
that GIF erases the last 10 seconds of Brent's memory.
God, I hate it so much. You killed me. You killed me with that. I hate that GIF. Either way,
God.
as you begin to fall one by one, in a blur, each of you will be taken away. As First, Eridanis, since you were casting the spell, soon after falling to the net as you're slowly descending, the rest of you just see like a kind of hazy, quickened, blurred form swing by and Eridanis just go missing.
Huh?
Something takes him away.
Don't worry.
Like a chihuahua! The evil
Oh shit, this is no longer as fun. Where the fuck did he go?
Persephone is taken away.
Do they see where I'm going? Can I try to finish casting the spell?
Yeah, the spell is already cast. This is after you cast it.
Oh, lovely.
I'm glad we're not gonna fucking die because he's gone. I'm gonna scream.
And then Valen and Finzyra, you're caught, but you're actually caught a little slower at first, and then it takes two of them to haul the both of you along. And eventually, all of you will find yourselves dropped from about 10 feet up, taking a d6 of fall damage, onto a nearby mountain in just a big pile.
Bitches.
I think we're still under the effects of the Featherfall spell.
How long does it last?
It lasts for, let me see here. Featherfall. 1 minute.
Should be
Oh,
a
you're good
minute,
then.
yeah.
You don't take any damage.
Lovely.
Either way, you are in a big, slow-falling pile. And around you, you'll see these kind of black-feathered bird folk start to step up all around you. Nearby trees, now that you're down here on the ground, you can start to see house various homes or watch points. Small shrines that seem to be carved into the mountains, or hovels where people could live. And the folk that live here, decorated with shockingly decently made armor, crafted for litheness, and no real heavy equipment can be seen around here. All of them wielding various finely made weaponry, as they'll step up to you.
What are the odds we'd run into them this quickly?
I don't know, but it looks like they're trying to start shit.
Do
One of
they
them is
have
going
weapons
to-
raised towards us?
Sort
Like
of.
they're actually
They
just
have
had is
drawn
good
weapons,
enough.
But one of them with a staff will kind of step up and place the staff into the ground, planting it there, casting a spell. If anyone doesn't stop him,
Casting
it will go
a
through.
spell.
A spell?
Yeah.
Casting power word kill?
I'm gonna
Could
punch
be.
him in the face to interrupt his spell casting.
Oh god, okay, Eridanis is going to see Valen winding up her punch, and he's going to get ready as well.
Oh
Calling
my
for
God.
Motherfucker's
his
just trying to cast tongues.
You go up and you punch the bird folk in the face immediately as the spell is being cast. The ritual is interrupted instantly right there, and you see all the other bird folk draw weapons and start getting closer. But
Enough of that.
The one with the staff is going to start swearing in a foreign language you can't quite understand, but you definitely understand the form of swears. And then kind of put his hand up, and the others will slightly back off just a little bit, but all look decently ruffled or enraged.
Oh, good
Just
job,
kind
good
of
job,
point to
Valen.
Adonis and say some stuff in Aaron. I don't know
No,
if
they didn't
you
do what I
understand.
was gonna.
Well, if they didn't want to kill us before, they definitely want to kill us now. Perhaps even torture us.
Yeah, they won't get very
And
far.
we're casting a spell!
They might have been trying to fucking talk to us.
Either way, they're going
use their words.
Yeah, they should have thought of that before abduction.
Oh yes,
Either
talk to
way.
us while we're free falling.
Speaking in a difficult to comprehend tongue, the one with the staff will point at you all as you bicker and kind of point specifically at Eridanis.
Wait, Eridanis is going to cast two on him. Eridanis is going to put his hands up in a gesture of peace, and he's going to cast his own comprehend languages.
Oh, thank God.
Can I do it as a ritual?
You can, but you'll be here for like 10 minutes.
You probably don't want to do it as a ritual.
Sure. You know, I'll do it.
That's what he
I'll
tried.
do
The
it
other
slot.
guy tried. We fucking punched him in the face.
He deserved it.
You cast a spell on the tail end of what the
Oh my god.
I can't remember his name. Fucking
The shaman,
Do you remember
the leader, whoever.
the birds. I forgot what they're called.
All I'm saying, if they just wanted to talk, they should have cast the spell before they did that.
It's Icefura, right? Like, an inspiration now,
Icefura,
right?
thank you. If you win bingo, maybe.
Hold on, now how does comprehend languages work in terms of what? Can I speak the language too? Let me see.
I think it can be
I can
spoken.
understand the literal language. A spoken language I hear. Okay, so I can't actually communicate
Okay.
back. It
We
seems
well,
that I can.
someone.
Then you hear, in that case, you hear, that one with the robes, take him. Just leave the others for now. Make sure they don't go anywhere. Damn sons of... Ah.
Eridon's going to motion to the others. Well, I have some good news for you. They're not going to kill any of you just yet, at least.
And are they
do
gonna
want
kill
me.
you?
Are they gonna
I'm not
try?
sure. They'll have to try very hard if they do, but something tells me that if they wanted us killed, they might have already just tried to rush us. That one there's clearly their leader. Something tells me it feels like he doesn't want to kill me. From the tone of his, from at least from how it seems like, Eridon's gonna run with the assumption that they don't want to kill him, which is rare. He worked very hard to make everybody want to kill him, but
Make an insight check.
I feel like if he wanted to kill us while we were free falling, he would have just cast dispel magic on us,
Yeah.
and we would have fucking.
I mean, you can make whatever assumptions you want about if he wants to kill you or not, but this was more to identify one thing you brought up. You aren't sure if this is necessarily the leader. Doesn't seem any more decorated than the others, though perhaps a shaman or religious leader. Either way, he's going to. You're going to see Icefura start walking up with weapons in hand that they'll kind of put away and try to grab your shoulders and carry you along, Eridanis, if you go with them.
Eridanis is going to think for a little bit. These people have contact with the. I heard air elementals, right? Or like the plane of air.
They have power over, the element of air. It's suggested,
Eridanis
and you're up on a very
speaking
high
in,
mountain.
Eridanis
They're speaking
does know
in Auran.
primordial. I
Ooh,
wonder if
that's
there's any
interesting.
similarities.
There definitely would be.
Eridanis would try. He might have maybe caught some similar intonations or something to primordial. He's just going to try to at least ask in primordial. What's going to happen to the others?
They'll kind of look at you a little confusedly for a second, and the shaman will stand up after receiving the slap, and will just kind of... Oh, it was a punch? Yeah, well, either way, he'll stand up after it, and he'll say... Almost like trying to decipher your own words. They will stay right here. And... No.
Well,
A rough translation of trying to comprehend what you said. Misinterpretation, but most of it got across.
And no. Interesting.
Are you going to eat them?
That was what in my head that's genuinely what I had ascertained for it. That's what I thought you asked.
Eridanis just like, will you prepare them to eat?
That's roughly what you said it translated to. Primordial's a weird language when you translate it to Auran, just things are added in there.
You gotta be more breathy next time.
More nasally. Well, Eridanis is gonna turn to the others. He's gonna give a shrug of his shoulders. Well,
If I poke you with sticks or something, scream real loud, we'll give them hell.
I guess we'll just wait here then.
they mean you no harm. I haven't
Yet.
been able to figure out that much yet, of course.
See a few of them kind of eyeing all of your equipment, some of your magical stuff, the strange firearms Persephone has.
I advise you not to punch any more of them, though. Unless they deserve it, of course, in which case, by all means. I guess Eridanos is gonna let himself be carried
Yep,
away.
the sage is gonna say,
Split the
"Come with us, robed one." All right.
How big are these eyes, Fura? I'm curious.
Very, very tall, lithe but very tall,
Oh,
almost
okay.
unnaturally so, standing well above most of your group. They'll have to almost crouch down to help carry you a little bit, but it does mean that doorways are exceptionally large. So, either way, you're taken
They're gonna
away.
be like, they're just dragging it like my feet are they're just
Yeah,
dragging
you know
me along
that's
the
better.
floor.
They're just like kind of carrying you up a little bit, just.
Lovely.
But you're taken to a higher up mountain pass and led into a nearby series of cave networks, almost like an anthill. Eventually, you find your way to a carved out stone room, which seems to hold a kind of almost miniature ziggurat or just raised dais with a robed skeleton resting atop it that seems to be well preserved, with multiple paintings or carvings on nearby walls. The robes match yours very similarly. And you see, held above, what seems to be a religious iconography holding a topaz gemstone.
Is the topaz gemstone real, or is it just a painting of
Yeah.
one?
It's real. The one in the robes is going to start casting a spell again unless you punch him another time.
No, he's not gonna.
He's not going to cast a spell. Well, bam!
This is literally gonna be Eridanos pointing at the topaz.
The spell
Ooh,
is
ooh.
power word kill.
My victory is all but assured. I don't know, I might not eat tonight, we'll see. Either way. You look at it, and after about 10 minutes, the ritual is finished, and the Ice Furrow will speak to you. Where are you from? Who are you?
Eridanos is going to straighten his back a little bit. Unless he's still being held
let go
aloft by
at
his
this point.
arms. Okay.
There's some guards at the door, but you're like a...
I like to
What
imagine
do
one
you
them
know
was
of
holding
the
like a
Star
finger.
Walker?
Eridanos is going to straighten his back up. Did they take my stuff?
No. You're fine.
Now, I'm trying to remember. I don't know if Pomre... I don't think Pomre mentioned which of these sites belongs to which of the Cassiopeans.
No.
So, yeah.
She just showed you what your map did.
Yeah. Eridanos is going to take out his map, the holographic one, and he's going to offer it to this, I guess, the Ice Sphere, I don't know what to call him, like a leader, or some kind of a shaman, just a captain of some kind.
Yeah.
And he's also going to speak, I suppose, in common, now that
He'll understand you.
yeah,
Yeah.
now that it seems like the Ice Sphere has cast a spell. I've come here from the south, from a large city called Ankara. But that's only where I'm from in the most literal sense. As for the Star Walker, I suppose I once knew him. But it's been a very, very long time. I've come searching for memories and answers, and he's gonna point out to the topaz there. And I believe that holds the answers. But he's gonna look around, and I guess this room clearly has some kind of religious significance, you said, right? In terms of how it's been arranged,
Definitely.
and the skeleton that's sitting somewhere on
Yeah.
a throne, I'm guessing, or something.
No, it's like a dais, like a well-kept, like, kind of just table,
Oh, yeah.
basically.
This doesn't look like a ruin, right? It looks like this was. It looks like it was just a cave that they've.
Yeah, I mean, they're well carved out, but you would notice this is more of a community where blacksmithing is decently common, as you would see good stonework and metal inlays included where they can be.
Oh,
And
nice.
the Ice Pharaoh is going to look to you and say, "So you are a pilgrim, seeking the same god which we worship. It is difficult to say that we do not get many visitors around these parts. This map points directly to our enclave. How did you find it?
There was... well, it took a lot of work. There is one other who knew the Star Walker. Knew, I suppose, a great deal more. She was the one who supplied me with this map. He's going to point to the other stars that are located in this constellation. These sites here mark the places where the former companions of your Star Walker are buried. I've been searching through them, trying to piece together answers from amidst all of this. He's gonna just point around to, like, at the corpse from the ruin, I suppose.
You are on a quest to unite. There were more.
Eridon's gonna nod.
He'll look around the room and he'll say, "This place was built shortly after we settled these mountain lands. There were dangers that disconnected us from the rest of the jungle and forced us to retreat here. We thought to find safety, and we did. This was buried in where we struck ground, a clear sign that something important had been found. We took the gemstone, which he had gifted us, and from it we were able to forge powerful metals, like that of the stars, to make our home safe and unique. But it brings our safety to question if there are other travelers. Nor were we ever informed that there was any form of additional, well, visitors from the skies, I suppose. We thought only the one."
Oh, okay. At very, very carefully. I understand that I think the sapphire was gone, because ever since I received my vision, but Eridanus is going to take out the paradisical wish, and he's going to hold it up and let it float in the air.
I kind of examine it for a bit, almost curiously, with a bit of awe. It is beautiful, like our own glistening forged star.
The members of my order had many such gifts and wonders, and perhaps, if I can find some... if I can piece together answers from the scattered memories here, I might be able to help you find more. But I need to know. I'm gonna feel like shit, because if this gemstone disappears, these guys won't be able to make metals anymore. What it sounds like. Gosh. And they don't know anything else. Well, I guess Eridanus will actually ask. This power and this Star Walker, you know nothing else of who they were and what fate befell them.
As you can see, we've attempted to guess many times, but it feels like we are wrong each avenue we turn. From what we know, whatever this was some sort of sign from the skies, and a gift. That which allows us to operate as we have for so long. It is difficult, your request, as you have much credence behind you. But how do we know you do not deceive, coming to take our gift?
Erdos is gonna think to himself, that's unfortunately exactly what I've come to do. Oh no. I'm gonna feel terrible. I'm just coming in here, stealing their gemstone, doing their entire culture. Great. What must I do to prove myself, then? To prove that I come here to you with truth in my heart?
You claim you know more about this one. Unite the missing links which we have. Prove that you can connect the parts which we have assembled. If you are able to fill in the store we are missing, we might be able to make an arrangement.
Erdos is going to look around the rest of this like miniature temple again. So they had, just to be sure, they said that they had other theories and other ideas before. Is it evidenced in any kind of carvings or paintings here?
Looking around, yes, many carvings, depictions of different moments or heroics. I would say there's a few bits which you have to grasp. There seems to be, I'm trying to like go through my own brain here, so give me a second to kind of get this path figured out. There seems to be a depiction which depicts the information you're already aware of. That being of the Order existing of multiple members and attempting to gain power from the stars, right? The bit which you've already been given. After that appear to be additional pieces. You see, first, a depiction of an epiphany. What looks to be a man, perhaps, the form is difficult to tell, but they're all robed, holding what looks like a star itself. In that, he is enlightened, gains knowledge and a path forward. Something that proves all hypotheses correct. Next, you see two figures sitting out looking towards the stars. Contemplation. A curiosity and wondering of what lies next, and perhaps the border before an epiphany. And after that, what looks to be destruction. Ruined council hall, different components used to track stars, scattered and tossed, destroyed, and left a ruin. We believe all of these pieces might be relevant, but only one of them can truly connect to this one. We believe you at least that there were more. That much we have gathered. We only receive minor visions on occasion when we are asleep. But they are far and few between. Few and far between.
Okay. I'm taking furious notes on this. So they had a person attaining enlightenment and holding a star, two people in contemplation on the cusp of a breakthrough, and then destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way to make out the vague, at least, forms of these people, or are the drawings, or are the carvings more just crude, and they just show two
They all
figures?
seem to be very kind of same-ish, like on purpose, right? They're less so crude, but all robed figures that are very featureless. That of what you're kind of used to.
Okay.
But only one of them, basically one of them depicts one person, one depicts two people sitting looking out to the stars, and the other depicts, well, rubble.
And only one of them can provide some kind of connection to what happened here, supposedly, is what these I fear are telling me. Well, that much I think is obvious. Gosh. Eridonis will still look
They're
over
specifically
these
wanting
carvings.
the story of this one here in front of you. Essentially.
Oh. I don't have the sending spell.
You know what
scholars,
message,
scholars.
I do have an idea. You said that you receive visions and fragments when you are asleep.
That much is true, but it is very rare.
I receive much of the same. If you might perhaps give me... I don't know what the missing parts are. I could lie, but my luck has been terrible.
Well, you'll tell them that. And they'll say, "This is fair. You will be allowed to rest in this chamber. We will leave you uninterrupted and give you medicines to help you sleep. Once you awaken, we will seek you for answers. Your friends, in the meantime, will be given Cot. But you will leave as soon as you are finished. And depending on the results of your truths, we will determine if you will leave down the mountain or back to your flying vessel."
Eridonis is going to nod in a sense.
If you roofies and hoping. Yeah, pretty much. Oh god. Eventually, all the accommodations are going to be brought to you. You'll have to bring out your own bedroll, unfortunately. BYOB. And attempt to make what rest you can. In the meantime, the rest of you will eventually see the holy man come out once more and start directing your group somewhere. Do you follow? Willingly?
Eridonis hasn't screamed yet. Let's just go.
Maybe they killed him silently.
And fucking kill him silently. You heard that guy?
Well, I suppose we're here for another day at least until the airship gets back.
Alright.
I probably have to fucking inform him. I'm not gonna write out a message, but I am gonna sending to the guy that we're actually gonna be here for a few days, so he's not just like floating around.
I don't know about a few days. It's one long rest. Or even a short rest in this case.
Okay, I had to run around the house and I was listening through my phone, so I only caught the vagueness of it, but we're definitely not going to be a quick trip.
Okay, you'll let him know that much, and he'll say, "Alright, I'll circle around in about a day then. Let me know by then."
Bro's gonna get eaten by like a mountain worm.
Mountain worm.
Yeah, they're like sandworms, but in the mountain.
It's like,
I don't think they have those in the mountains. I think it's explicitly in the desert.
What do you think a purple worm is?
those are underground, not in the mountains.
I'm pretty sure.
And
those
you
are
know
in the
what's under a
Ramadan
mountain?
desert.
Underground.
I'm just doing this so I consume the
Pretty
spell
above
slot.
the ground.
Under
That's
a mountain is
subterranean.
above ground.
Not subterranean, at least.
You know what, Keaton? How about you stop bringing up scary monsters and giving nerd ideas? How about that?
No, that's my favorite part.
Tear each other apart. Benefits me.
You know, it's really funny. Nerd gives me the same shit during Dracon.
What? What the fuck am I doing?
We follow.
Oh, you mean, yeah, because that's what you do, Keaton. Come on. Yeah, stop it. I'm not going to use these monsters against you, but I could one day. And then what's going to happen when the Neolith attacks you while you're asleep?
I'll be waiting for it.
Well, it won't. I'm better than that. You aren't, though. Anyways, while I get my Neolith prepared, you're taken away off to a small room on the side of a mountain cliff in what looks to be some bedrolls, which are all located pretty high up. It's a small climb to get there, but little kind of inlets where you can see other bird folk resting. Ice fur. I'll never get him right long enough. We won't be with them long enough for it to matter anyway, so. Either way, you'll take a little bit of time to get up to these small quarters, but it's a place where you can rest and wait, and they won't really give you any information or talk to you much, considering what happened last time. They're just going to kind of leave you here to your own devices. Albeit it would be hard for you to run away at this point.
Do you think Eridanus has found his scholar person yet?
I don't know. Might not even be involved with that. He might just be getting, like, I don't know, bed drugged or something.
So what do we do in the meantime?
You see, if you
I don't
hadn't
know,
stopped
talk.
them,
Whatever the hell.
They would have been giving you quests left, right, and center.
Well, they deserved being slugged, so they should have thought about that.
Hey man, we got 5 of these to do. I didn't draw quests out for every one of these locations, alright?
We're gonna take an extra 2 weeks in the settlement to solve every problem they have.
Oh my god.
We're gonna spend a month mining to find them a new source of ore.
Wow. Great
Two
plan.
of you are planning to just stay here and wait. Maybe I'll head back down there and see if I can try a little interspecies relations.
You wanna fuck a bird?
I've never tried. But there's a first time for everything.
Go get them hot stuff, they can't even talk to you.
Yeah, you kind of forgot about the language barrier.
I'll work something out.
Uh-huh. Have fun
Showed you
playing
my
charades
plume.
with a bird.
Please respond. Charades. Finger in the form of circle, finger in point of a line.
Gonna get real familiar with that cloaca.
Oh, that's not what I said.
Yeah, I'm gonna wander back down and try to find a lonely-looking Icefura.
It takes you a while to discover a lot about their culture, and you get a lot of very strange eyes that don't seem very happy with you walking around all openly. But eventually you find it's hard to discern what gender they are. You've never really had a lot of experience with these.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to me, baby.
Well, that's good for you in this case, because you find a really tall bird folk that seems to be on their own, polishing off their astral steel weapons.
I'm gonna walk right up to them and I'll say, "Are you any good with polishing those things?"
It kind of looks at you for a second before disregarding you and continuing its work.
I've had a bit of practice polishing my weapon as well. I couldn't help but notice you're here all alone. Maybe we could polish together.
Dus Ferrario.
Sorry, I don't speak beak. Let me...
Looks at you confused.
I'm gonna think for a second, and then I'll cast Silent Image.
Oh no!
And
Oh no!
We're pulling up Mage Up right now. Oh no!
I'm gonna create the image of a Icefura and like a rough human shape. You know, like the bathroom signs, how you have like the man shape, like very basic stick figure. It's gonna be basic stick figure Icefura and basic stick figure man, and they're like fully going at it. Like there's tongue.
They're just gonna watch the image in a bit of shocked silence for a moment. Before just starting to stand up and kind of walk away a bit slowly.
Just gonna gesture at myself. What do you think? It's the whole package, right?
They run off and start talking to another ice fur in the distance and pointing over at you, and you could swear you hear bird laughter from a couple of them.
Well, can't blame a guy for trying. I'm going to use my action to move the image to another spot. I'll find another lonely-looking ice fur, and I'll keep trying.
You'll just walk around harassing the native bird.
I will be harassing the native bird folk until Eridonis gets back.
I'll say eventually, over time, while we're doing Eridonis' thing, you'll have assembled a relative crowd around you of just spectators, just kind of watching you and laughing. More of a comedy show to them than accepting your advances, unfortunately, but, you know, it's fun. Maybe not what you were going for exactly, though. Back to Eridonis. You managed to eventually fall asleep with the help of roofies. Bird roofies, thank you very much. God, the chat. Drifting back off into slumber, you're trying to reach out for these visions this time, actively. Yes?
Yes. If
Okay.
before I pass out, I would like to sit in like a cross-legged pose, and I'd like to hold my paradisical wish close by, just to see if that would help.
Well, say you know that your tome before has been used by the scholars to convey messages to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to surround myself with all of the weird occult stuff I have. The Paradisical Wish, the Rod of the Pact Keeper, the, what next? What else do I have here? The scroll of the Faded Scroll of Arcane Comet, my Book of Shadows. I'm gonna arrange it all in one of those, those weird like satanic circles where they have like weird artifacts stuff at like the points of a star. I'm gonna draw a star actually. I'm gonna do that actually. I'm gonna draw the Cassiopeia constellation. I'm gonna lay out all of my stuff, each of the stars, and then I'm gonna pass out while holding my Paradisical Wish, because now no one's around to bother me and judge me for this kind of stuff.
You'll eventually drift off after placing all of your occultic symbology around you, and will once again end up in that strange, slowly self-repairing lecture hall. But outside of it this time, where normally there is a void, you see an endless expanse of stars, which is new to the slowly repairing expanse. It's not endless. Eventually it does cut off and the lights fade, but it's forming like a empty canvas. Before you enter in, you far, far in the distance see a twinkling constellation of what looks like a friendly dog. Just very far off, before it starts to dim a little. But it's still there.
I don't even care if I don't get any answers now. That's all I needed.
And you head back into the building. As you enter in, the scholars are there. One of them, obviously more formed than before. That being the orc scholar.
Yes.
They'll start to speak and they'll say, "Curious where this next leg of your journey takes you. I suppose you have come seeking assistance with this dilemma."
Have you seen what's going on in the world of the living, the waking world?
The head scholar will say, "Yes, we have been able to bear witness through your senses. However, answers are not as easily gained. We are seeking the same truths that they are, unfortunately. But perhaps this can help jog memories. Describe to us again what each of the scenes depicted."
Eridonis will describe, he's going to just briefly lay out. There were several carvings there. These birdfolk had said that they received visions while they were asleep. And he's going to look at just the scholars. I gather that was not your work?
Unlikely, but it gives us, another one speaking, it gives us answers to a different question. Perhaps our own consciousnesses have been able to reach out beyond our compulsion. In some way or sense, parts of us still linger in the gems we carried. As has been proven with the last one we collected.
Herodotus nods. Perhaps the one that's in the cave holds the remnants of one of you then. But as for what I've seen... Sorry, go on.
It is hard to tell which one of us that could be.
The figures were vague, unfortunately. But if it is a tale that these birdfolk wish, I can perhaps hope to spin one. It's not as if the fate that befell one of us is any different from that of the others, seeing as how we're all here.
One will speak and say, but perhaps there is a way we could assist you in picking the right tale to spin. If you would accept it.
Herodotus will nod. Curious to see what we're going to tell these people.
The main scholar will speak and say, we believe that we can ascertain which of these moments depicted on the walls might relate to whom. Or at least we can tell you which of us it's connected to. However, as is obvious and evident, our forms are lacking description. So even if we tell you which of us right here the story connects to, as all of them seem to connect and be relevant, it seems unlikely that that will give you a direct answer. Perhaps just something to work with.
Herodotus will motion for them to continue speaking.
They'll nod in that case. The one who you gave form to will say, we each remember a different path in life, and seeing these artistic recreations, as crude as they might be, it gives us some answer to work with. One of them will speak up, one more feminine voice. That one I recall, the one sitting and looking out towards the stars. Our hypotheses needed to form from somewhere, and it feels like a familiar moment to me. Something where the ignition of the skies gave hope to science and learning. The head scholar will speak. That one I recognize. Pointing, or kind of speaking of something you can't quite see, yet they seem to depict. The moment we struck our hypothesis, I feel like I remember doing that. Being the one to string together our crude collections and form the first theories of what would eventually become our tome of research. And all kind of look to each other for a little bit before saying, the last one, however, we do not recognize. I'm not sure why, but as devilish as it is, it does not feel familiar. Perhaps that was just chicken scratch.
So they don't recognize the ruined hall and the destruction.
No.
Well, figured as much. They were all a bit too dead to realize what happened afterwards.
Yeah. That's the one thing.
Well, Eridanus is going to nod along listening to this, and he's going to try to recall... He's going to try to recall who spoke about which of these carvings.
The female voice and head scholar were the ones who recognized them, with the head scholar recognizing the moment of the epiphany, and the female scholar recognizing the shared bond between the stars.
Okay, got it. Eridanus is going to shake his head. And he's going to nod. I will be able to string something together for their own benefits. But it is strange. I feel some apprehension about what might come next. These bird folk have crafted a whole small civilization out from this latest gemstone. It's granted them the power to forge metals. Their craftsmanship is quite exceptional. I wonder what might become of them if this gemstone were to disappear.
Civilizations do not crumble overnight. They will likely last long enough for us to collect the last pieces that we need, should we not dally. And if we are successful, what is better than metal but the power of the gods?
My thoughts exactly. Well, Eridanus is just going to look out towards, I guess, just the door once more for a moment before turning to it fully. This work must go on. To come so far and then to fail, to be so close to answers. No. We mustn't dally indeed. But I must take my leave now. I have a story to tell to some bird folk.
Of course. Spin your tale well. And tonight, hopefully we will dine upon answers.
Eridanus is gonna step towards the door out of the library. Oh God, I got a thing.
Walk out, and as you leave and you start to slowly come to consciousness, all you see one last time is a streaking comet across the sky. For that constellation that previously greeted you fades from being, or fades from yours at least. Gone off to some other faraway journey. Comet closure. By the way, before you awaken, I'm going to go upstairs and refill my water and maybe get food to complete the story's bingo. We'll see. It'll depend. We'll see. I'll be right back. Take your time.
We all know there's food coming.
Yeah, there is. You know, it's really funny. This is actually, like, a bit too close to home. A bunch of foreigners come in and fucking steal their holy artifacts. This is 100% Jorhaus fucking shit that I have to react to.
Yeah, I was not a... You know, I kind of actually preferred having a dungeon filled with traps to navigate as opposed to a living, breathing culture.
I preferred the Sphinx.
But listen, okay? You don't know anything about the artifacts, so you're safe.
No, you guys are safe. You guys are fine.
Yeah,
100 years later. Hey, can we have our holy artifact back from your museum? No.
No. There's not even going to be any holy artifact to claim. If the same thing happens as last time when I took Sagan's, it's going to literally just disappear to Stardust.
Yeah, we can't really offer you refunds, but you didn't pay for it. I know.
look. If we think about it really hard, right? This did belong to one of these dead scholars, who was part of my order, so by extension it belongs to me, really. So really, they're the ones who stole it.
I don't know. Like, out of those scholars, they couldn't even identify who it was, so, like, a bit skeptic.
Anyway, I might go get a drink too.
That's a good idea. You know, it'd be really funny if this actually didn't belong to your guys at all, and they also raided the natives.
Ah.
Okay, well, clearly this dead guy was here. He was here with
different
he
natives.
might have... Oh, yeah, that's a good point, actually. You know, with the implications that we might have done something really fucked up to try to get godhood, this actually is a very disturbingly real possibility. We might have just gone out and genocided the natives of this land to get these weird crystals, get the fucking chaos emeralds.
Y'all a bunch of fucking wizards. That's absolutely what happened. There's not a single wizard alive in a D&D world that isn't crazy, fucking weird, or outright evil.
I definitely feel like we swing towards the evil and crazy side.
And
imagine...
still in denial about being crazy, but they'll get there.
Bro.
Just imagine a squad of like 6...
Your schizophrenia is coming.
My schizophrenia?
Yeah, you're gonna get hit with the
Where
time
are the
demon, and
hints
you're gonna
of
have
that?
schizophrenia.
Yeah, you do have
Oh
the
my
time
god.
demon.
The time demon? Is that what we're calling my shadow?
They're gonna like touch you on the forehead, and you're gonna get blasted with fucking 20 different futures, and you're gonna start talking to the air.
I'm gonna become Doctor Strange.
No, you're gonna become schizophrenic.
Moon Knight?
No, schizophrenic.
Again. Anyway,
Moon
that's
Knight's
what...
too cool to be you.
Oh my god. Dickhead. First he fucking ditches me on the skyship, and now he's calling me uncool. Look at this guy.
You're a very quiet person. If you wanted to
I
hope
said
hands
it
were falling, you
loud.
probably should have said it louder.
I said...
It's very windy up
Look,
there, you know?
Look, it's a problem of communication on both ends, because surely you...
It's very windy up
No,
there.
okay, so I had to sit here for a while and remember, like, they specifically had this fucking conversation literally when we jumped off the last time. I said, I don't want to jump off by myself again. Can you please carry me next time? And Persephone said yes!
Okay, in my defense, Persephone hit their head on a rock really hard.
It doesn't change anything about the lies that I was taught.
Have you ever considered that this relationship is one big gaslight?
What the hell?
Well, have you?
No?
Maybe this isn't real.
Oh my god.
Maybe you have something I want.
What? Keaton, shut up. Please. Shut the fuck up.
I want your eyeballs. Give me your eyeball.
Fuck. No. Those are my peepers.
Hi.
Hi.
The Nerve Patrol isn't back yet. Which
You're
means
watching
food
the...
is
You
confirmed.
missed out on the active collapse of the lesbian relationship.
What do you mean active collapse? I haven't bubbled in that bingo square in like 3 months.
Active. Oh my god. Bro.
That relationship is on paper at best.
I bubbled it in today.
From what lesbian activities?
Do we need to kiss for it to be gay?
There hasn't been a single... You don't need a kiss. You just
There was
need
a
to like...
prolonged hug.
There was?
Yeah.
When?
Before we got back on the airship.
Nah, that's fake.
Fake. God, I hate you so much, bro. Bro's blind.
Blind. If you had a footnote of a hug before we get onto an
A
airship.
hug. Oh my god.
It's gotta be
Noted.
like a whole... It's gotta be a moment, you know?
Noted. I had to make it like
a roleplay
super
moment between the two of you.
like dramatic. I had to
Oh,
make a
doesn't have to be
scene out of a
dramatic.
Shakespearean play, huh?
It doesn't have to be dramatic. It just has to be like the two of you interact in some way that's not parasocial.
Not parasocial?
I say you're muted for a little bit because I wanted to hear this keep going, so don't stop on my behalf. Keep going. Food's here, you win.
He wins bingo, yippee!
I
Okay,
feel like
I
this
need
is
to
a
think real
post-game
hard. What am I going to
argument.
tell these people?
Yeah, this is a nerd food break argument. We're back in now.
We're
Aw,
locked
dang.
in.
I was hoping I get a second to dig in while I was letting you guys argue.
No. No.
Well, I'm still going to take one bite at least, so that you can get the bingo properly. I feel like that's a requirement, you know?
I mean, it's already there.
Well, now you can count it. One inspiration to Gryffindor.
Yippee!
Alright, well, back to it. Adonis, you return to the waking world. No one's inside the room with you at the moment, of course.
Oh. Oh,
You have a
really?
you have a tiny bit of time to yourself. You know,
Okay.
they'll be coming in soon.
Okay, well, hear me out, guys. I could just touch the crystal right now, but that might risk causing a massive conflagration. We might have to fight our way out of here, because the crystal's gonna disappear if I take it.
Bro, I've been ready to shoot these fuckers since we got here.
Jesus Christ. Your group really has one
Genocide the
solution to every
natives, say you
problem.
got to it first.
You tried to fuck the natives, and then you tried to kill them all when they didn't appreciate your
Whoa,
family.
whoa, whoa, Valen tried to fuck
incels?
the
You
natives.
guys are the Spanish.
Are we incels? Oh my god.
You're just now realizing that?
We're actually incel colonizers. Oh my god.
God.
Don't blame me, y'all. I just made a character to fit in with the current group.
God.
If that ain't saying something, I don't know what is.
Listen, I'm loving Valen. Valen's a 10 out of 10. You get that, Cloak, buddy?
What's the scheme, Adonis?
I'm thinking about the scheme. I don't know if I want. Okay, you know.
But where is
You know
the
what?
crystal? This suspiciously crystal-shaped Adonis.
Oh my
Okay.
Just get your
I'm just going
Indiana
to-
Jones bag of sand and swap them out real quick.
I'm just going to examine. Hold on. I'd like to just examine. I'm not going to touch it. Because I know what happened last time I touched it. But I would like to examine this crystal. Just to figure out what its magical. Because clearly they said this thing actually has magical properties of some kind. That enabled them to
Of course.
perform all of this cool metal work and blacksmithing. I'd at least like to take a look and try to see if I can get some kind of basic idea of what this thing does.
Alright. Make an Arcana check.
I'm good at those, aren't I?
Maybe. Then keep taking all the 20s.
I'm shit at those, aren't I?
15's not terrible. The most I can give you with that is that you realize it's probably something that blesses the region, in opposed to an effect derived directly from this crystal itself.
Oh.
So they don't have to, like... Just this thing being here is causing something to happen.
Hmm.
Seen
So
something
they're
like
gonna-
that before.
Great.
And
Well-
hopefully there wasn't a certain tree nearby.
Yeah. Okay, well, Adonis is gonna wait for these bird folk to come back. He's not gonna touch the crystal just yet.
It doesn't take long for them to return, as they enter in and kind of just see you examining the room. Recasting the spell. Was there any luck? What have your visions brought you?
Adonis is gonna turn to the one who's speaking. I have seen things. I was able to commune with the others who were once known to the Star Walker. And I can tell you some threats, some small bits that I've managed to glean from our talk. He's going to point out to the second of the carvings, the one depicting the two figures who are staring out towards the stars, sitting like it's on a hill, or on like a, I guess on a hill.
Yep.
It's thinking.
Take your time.
All of this ruin, all of this sorrow can be traced back to this one moment that you see over here. These two figures. They were two members of my order. And together, when they looked out towards the stars, they had an epiphany of sorts. When they looked out towards the heavens and they saw the stars, they began to think on what sort of knowledge these stars might have, what things they might have seen. The stars in the sky have been around for a very long time. Think of the things that they might have witnessed here. What history might be able to glean from this world? What sort of primal beginnings they might have borne witness to? There's a certain kind of power in knowledge, as I'm sure you all know. And that was what at first sparked this curiosity. He's then going to gesture over to the first carving of the person who is attaining enlightenment, where all hypotheses appear to be answered, and holding a star. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that the guy who's lying dead here is the head scholar.
All right. I mean, you can take some time to examine the body if you wanted.
Actually, you know, I should. I imagine it's just bones, or is it more of like a mummified corpse?
I would say mostly bones, but lightly mummified. Well preserved. You could discover, I'd say, the race with a good enough check. Try me... investigation or medicine?
Investigation, don't fail me now.
But
I gave you like one job, come on, man.
no inspirations you have. No.
Nope.
Tell me, Bob's my own role.
There's no their robes are their robes the same as mine, or does there appear to have been some kind of additional ornamentation?
The robes seem very similar, and all I'm going to give you is that whatever this was a race that likely had some sort of tail.
A tail.
As you can see where the
Lovely.
bone structure would have been supported.
Okay, that they had a tail.
Doesn't help you a
Okay.
lot, but you know, you got
Yeah.
named, so.
Yeah. I see like the additional vertebra. I'm like, either they had a very long spine or they had a tail.
Likely. That's about it.
Well, Eridonis is going to point to. He's gonna point to the first one. He's just going to say, "The leader of my order. He is the one that is shown here. This curiosity in the stars was what drove us to reach out towards them. This ambition was what drove us to try to match them, to see if we could parse knowledge from them. That is why you sense in these carvings the idea of answers being found, hypotheses being realized. But as you see, we do not stand in any kind of vaunted hall of knowledge or some temple to our successes. This is why the Star Walker you see here is nothing but bones and dust. I think that perhaps we had reached too far, or grasped onto something that we could not possibly hope to contain. And we We're only mortals after all. This is why you see, he's going to point to the third carving, destruction that fell upon us. Whether it was some kind of punishment or perhaps simply a cataclysm of our own making and trying to match the stars, I do not know. But whatever it was, he's going to... I presume I'm guessing the bird folk held onto the map?
Yep.
He's going to gesture out towards the map that this interpreter has with him. Whatever ruin befell us the last time was the reason why all the members of our order were scattered. But I feel that we still managed to grasp some small bit of power. The paradisical wish that I suppose is still floating, or that I would unleash into the sky once more. This is a fragment of some of the power we've been able to grasp. And that gemstone as well. It blesses this whole region, doesn't it?
This is true. You have an interesting tale. But tell me, the compatriots you bring along with you, they are crude and inappropriate. What point do they serve to this?
There are many paths that all intertwine into a raid. One of fate. The members of my order, when they were alive, they held a sort of enclave of their own down to the south. It was in a beautiful city, but one that has since been swallowed up by the earth and now lies drowned beneath the city of Ank'Harel. My compatriots have their own ties to that sunken city, their own reasons for wanting to head down there. And in this manner, we find ourselves as allies. Some of them have stood by me for quite a while, through many tribulations, even if they are crude and inappropriate at times. He's gonna smile a little bit at that, thinking on how, for once, they're the ones being described as crude and inappropriate.
Make me a... I'm not going to tell you if it's persuasion or deception, because you got equal scores to both those. So roll me just either of those rolls with advantage.
Oh, okay. Sure, so basically charisma +9 with advantage.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, roll me a natural 20 and my life is yours.
Ooh, not a nat 20, but it's not a 4. Was the 4 your first one? It wasn't. Okay.
No.
At least you had that going for you. 22 was at least assured. Bird folk will look to this icon, and they'll say, "You speak of the great power that you could ascertain from this stone. Many of us have tried to channel ourselves through it, speak to it, and grasp its power. We will allow you the opportunity to do the same, to see if your truth holds up, should you provide us with adequate exchange. Losing such a thing will not cripple us, not in the short term. But eventually, it might make things difficult." What can you promise us?
Oh my god, what can I promise them?
don't recall it.
I'm really scared it's gonna come to that.
Oh my god.
My
Damn.
God, what the hell?
You can always
else do
leave
I
them
have?
your barbarian as collateral.
Time to activate the C4 glyph of warding we put on him while he was asleep. Now that they ran off and took the orb. The barbarian. God damn it.
You know, I was like, what if I gave them Melora's hope to make this place, you know, like even more lush and bountiful? But then I realized if I ever find Eric's again, he's gonna break my neck. He's gonna break my neck when he hears what I did to it. I traded your holy gemstone away for a gemstone that doesn't exist anymore.
You know, I'm upset that you did that, but I think they were more happy to get the stone, so the total happiness in the world increased.
Oh my god. He's not stone cocked.
Oh my God, what can I give them? I don't even.
13 gold!
I could give them all of my worldly possessions.
Give them a piece of paper with IOU written on it.
IOU plus 1 blessing.
You will then find my head on my head on top of a stick with that note jammed in my mouth.
Calm down now, this isn't a BT game.
Okay. I don't know what I can give them. I will actually ask. You know, I will actually ask them. What is it that your people would need in the short term to weather the loss of this gemstone if it comes to it?
We are industrious. We do not live solely because of the stone's blessing. It is simply a specialty which helps us. If we are entrusting this to you, and the words you speak are true, we want a shred of that power once your journey is complete. We want your promise you'll return and grant some form of strength back for which you are borrowing.
Eridanus will nod to that. If you help me along on this path of truth, I will return. And I will make sure that you are allowed to partake in the fruits of our knowledge.
He'll reach out his feathered hand to you.
You know what? We're gonna go one step further. I am going to no. Now I'm invested in this one. I do have a small knife, I think. I'm going to Eridanus is going to very, chill with his hands, show that he's not going to just stab this guy. I do have a small knife here. That's normally apparently used to open letters and correspondence. Eridanus is going to take the knife, and he's going to prick his thumb very slightly. Have you ever heard of a blood oath?
It is what I was going to propose.
Eridanus is going to flip the knife over to the interpreter of the bird folk.
I'll say, blood offers many avenues. There is great power in it, and perhaps truth. You'll see a bowl of water be brought out into the room. He'll cut a bit of his own hand and splash it in. Kind of a brackish gray blood will fill this pot. Now, your turn.
I'll follow suit. Gray blood, not people. Lovely. I don't know if I'd be able to tell if that's normal. Wait a minute. Wait, wasn't... No, Araz was also an Isfiora, right? Did Araz also
Yeah.
Araz was, yes.
Did Araz also have
Yep.
weird gray blood?
There's
suppose
only
you-
one person that saw him bleed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I suppose.
Yeah,
It
we
didn't matter
never
until he
see-
was cut open.
I never saw him get roughed up. That's true.
You can ask them later.
I don't think I ever would have really asked. It feels like a really weird question. What color was his blood? Actually,
A
that's
message.
coming from Aerodonus, that's not too weird.
A fortune cookie message appears inside of the pot, aka my Chinese fortune cookie has been opened. Love is the source of all true happiness.
Oh, that's nice. Is that what I see when I stick my hand into this weird
That's why I'm
into the
so
bowl of
grumpy.
water?
Your next
Freaking
Chinese meal will
programming.
your next Chinese meal will bring you more cookies. Lucky numbers 16, 5, 13, 7, 36, and 28. If you guys roll all that, then I'll just let you win the campaign instantly.
What was it? 16, 5, 13.
7, 36,
What are we
and
rolling?
28. You know, we'll ignore the... Yeah, we'll go for 16, 5, 13, and 7. Each of you go ahead and roll a dice. You get the
Which
lucky
die?
Chinese fortune cookie numbers,
Hey,
just a d20.
guys.
Are we rolling 20s or 100s?
Just roll 20s, roll 20s.
Okay.
Why would you fucking roll... Oh, 3 dice for it. I wanted each of you to roll 1 dice.
Well,
Oh.
fuck, hold on.
I mean-
yeah. That number.
Oh my god.
What the
Roll.
fuck?
Come on, roll 20s now. You don't want to end the campaign instantly? You want to win? Come on.
You
That'd
can't
be
roll
kinda
a
funny.
36. I mean,
Okay.
17. Damn it.
No,
13.
sorry. We got it. 113 isn't enough, unfortunately. Anyways.
a 19.
Ooh, that's pretty good, but not in the fortune cookie. You bleed into the pot. Yes, Aerodonus?
Yes.
As you bleed into the pot, it begins to swirl for a bit, mixing with the blood that's within. You'll see it kind of glisten for a moment before spreading into a navy blue starlight. Perhaps what you speak is truth. He'll motion for you to step forward. We will make this first step of your journey simpler than most. That our oath is now sworn, and a promise is made.
Aerodonus is going to nod. The oath has been sworn. Aerodonus is going to look to the topaz now again.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna look to the ice sphere just for permission.
He'll nod.
I'm going to step across the room and reach out towards the topaz.
You touch it. And as you do, visions are shortly sent to you. You see a tabaxi. A woman, perhaps, who sits on a tall, elven structure, no doubt, looking out to the beautiful stars. You sit next to her. You contemplate, share guesses. You're not in the robes that your order was known for at the moment. Perhaps just casual clothing, that like you might expect to see in students. Sharing thoughts and curiosities. As you blink back into consciousness, and the Nimstone is gone.
Aerodonus is going to slowly stagger up to his feet. Did I get a name from that?
Yes. What was the last name you received?
The last name I
Did I
received was Sagan.
Sagan. Hold on. Let me go pull up my list of scholar names. I do have real. It's real. Trust. See, where the fuck is it? My notes. I should not have wrote these all in the same color. Ah. Calf. Or Saf.
As Eridanus struggles back up to his feet, he's going to dust off his robes once more. And he's going to turn to... He's going to turn to the High Spirit here.
Mm-hmm.
Is the topaz gone?
Yeah. I was just about to say that. I didn't remember if I already said it or not, though.
I'm in pain. He's going to just raise his voice a little bit more. A promise has been made, and I intend to honor it. I will never forget the help that you have all given me here. To take another step down this path of knowledge. I will return. I shall. And once I return, you will receive more power than you ever could have from this gemstone. And your people will flourish from the fruits of this knowledge that we shall gain. I swear to it, on the blood oath that we have sworn here, and upon the name of the Star Walker and their legacy, I swear to it upon the name of Calf.
They'll nod in tangent and and they'll speak to you and they'll say, "Then it is done. The promise is struck and the oath is kept. We will look to your future well." They're going to step up toward your map that they've set out on the table, I'd say. They're going to take a handful of the water from the pool you bled in. And just on the spot where you're currently at, they're going to pour enough water to smudge the ink in a way that it's unintelligible what lies here. You may leave. And take your strange friends with you.
Eridanus is going to nod and then head out of the cave and see what these other guys are up to.
Well, you can see that, I suppose.
Am I just seeing Vane sexually harassing the rest of their population?
I mean, Valen?
I mean, this has been a whole day, right? I would have struck out a long time ago and gone back to bed.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, nobody got
Eridanus
back
will
to
just,
me
like,
on if I could.
head down through the mountain path and just try to find his companions.
If you want to ask now, you can do it on the ship on the way to your next journey, Finzyra.
That's fair enough. I just wanted to use the fucking hours and hours that we had sitting here doing nothing. But on the airship is fine.
Plenty of hours sitting around doing nothing. Doesn't matter when you do it, just as long as you have the money to do it.
That's what I was saying. Is that I'd have to dip into the party fund. And I asked in chat in Discord, but nobody said anything.
We don't have a party fund.
Yeah, we do. We have the bag of holding.
The party fund. I think
400.
I am. Listen, let's all be frank with each other. I am the party fund. I'm the only one keeping this shit up.
That's not true. I subtracted some from
Your
it.
party-
When is the last time you put money in the fund?
Eridanus
total-
has
I'm
more
poor.
gold than Persephone.
That's what I thought.
Let's see. Hold on.
If I pick up items that I can sell, but y'all
Okay.
pick up everything.
I mean, okay.
You can
how much money do you?
Bag of holding
Nothing's stopping you.
has 420 gold.
Yes.
Your party in total has 577,000 gold. Or
What?
5,000. Sorry,
That might be
5,775.
an order of magnitude missing there.
5,000.
Whoops.
You know,
Wow.
I
Not
think
that
I like that.
It's
number.
all
So
on
you have
Iridamus and
close to
Persephone.
6,000. Close to 6,000.
I only need 300.
Oh, I got you. I got
Take
you, homie. Hold on.
300, homie.
Take it.
300
Wait, no,
gold
no,
from the
no,
bag
no.
of holding.
Yeah. Persephone, you pay for your girlfriend. I have a cat
That's
girl.
the
I have a cat
plan.
girl girlfriend, and she probably just regained her memories. Okay.
Oh my god.
Man, girlfriends aren't all up what they're cracked up to be, are they? That's why I'm out here just trying to set up one night stands.
Bro.
Oh my god.
God.
Hey,
I'll
man.
never see these bird people again, and that'll be that.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, you didn't see anything in your short stint here. Alas, you can't win them all.
Eridanus wakes up and he's like, "Wait a minute, I feel strange."
Oh, where am I?
Did you come back over to us already? I can't remember.
Yeah, I figure he'd come back down from the mountain path. He'd be like, "Guys, let's go.
Oh, okay.
We should head out now before they start having second thoughts about our arrangements here."
What arrangement? What did you decide?
I made a blood oath. I can tell you more about it once we're on the airship.
What the fuck you mean it made of blood out? Yeah, not important. Not important. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Alright, we're ready now. Quickly, please.
The ship will come in as quickly as it can, so a couple of solid minutes pass, but eventually you'll get what you wanted. Just doing this to pass some time.
Oh yeah, we
There
are
you go.
burning through these.
Whose birthday's coming up next? No, no one's
Who
special.
knows? You know, just out of curiosity, on our way out, does there happen to be any conveniently unattended astral silver line around? Just out of curiosity.
No.
Damn,
God, I
what a
don't
shame!
know if
What
I
a
gave
shame!
Balin a birthday.
Wait,
Well,
I
make
think
a
it was his
birthday. Make some birthdays, y'all!
I probably made a birthday, but it's past or something. I don't know.
Your birthday is in like 2 months.
Well, the campaign will be over, so that's not really my problem.
Well, who knows? These next
Christmas.
next few legs of your journey could be a while once you get lost in the time-bending archipelago.
Afternoon.
Well, if the time-bending archipelago is real, then it would have passed. So
Let me find the calendar again.
Jesus Christ. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say, I was born on a full moon.
your birthday is whenever you crawled out of that closet.
So, I mean, I can do my spell
Wow,
stuff
that's an
now.
insane way to. Wow, that's a
Wow.
You're really just outing me like that?
Yeah. You are the skeleton in the Cobalt Souls closet. I don't care if it's a display case.
I guess I was in a storage room, so that could be classified as a closet, and depending on how you see it.
Yeah. You know,
Alright.
I wonder if they'll ever, like, follow up on that. Like,
find it really
I'm
weird
sure
that
they've
no one's
gotten
actually
word
asked
by
about
now.
this.
Like, at some point, I feel like you're gonna just, like, get a visitor in the night. There's gonna be a fucking monk
Holy
there. They're gonna punch you out. You're going back in the display case one way or another.
Great.
And then the assassin comes to get Fenzara the next day.
Well, okay, I suppose as we wait for the airship, Eridanus could also explain there. As we're waiting for the captain to come by, he's just gonna say, well, on the good side, I do have what I've come for.
There's a bad side.
Fortunately, the crystal that was blessing this area is now gone. But I did make a pact with this interpreter, the one that Valen punched. I made a promise that once I'm able to parse whatever answers I can, and once this grand design of ours is complete, I promised that I would return, and hopefully share some measure of this power to these people to help their civilization thrive. Perhaps even reach beyond whatever they were able to achieve with just that one topaz.
You're
Well,
gonna follow through on that?
There was some strange magical phenomena when we carried out our blood oath.
you know what? I'm glad that we got what we came for, because otherwise this journey would have been for nothing.
I suppose. I heard some rather strange things from some of the Ice Fuhrer about magical shenanigans you were up to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I suppose. It was a rather curious thing.
Beak in mouth.
Out of respect for Valen, Eridonis is not going to pursue any further. He will just wait for the airship to come by.
You still have respect for Valen?
It's very rapidly fading away, but you know what? You still got some of that credit from when you just completely shaboinked like an Oni in a single turn.
Shaboinky the dang Oni, man. Captain Shaboink.
So I guess
Yeah,
we'll just wait for the airship to come by.
It comes around, and with enough time, your group's able to get back on it without much incident.
Oh yeah.
I got to say, you seem less scratched up than when you left. How'd this one go?
I
Never
didn't fight
lost.
at all.
All we got was this stone.
Not
That's
even
what we
a
got
stone.
last time.
And this guy, Eridonis, is now beholden to come back here in, was it a year's time, and raise these people up, something like that.
Huh.
I wouldn't have made that deal.
Whatever works for you.
How about you, Persephone? Would you have made that deal?
I don't know, depending on what I need it for. If it's same thing as him, you know, I could go for godlike power, that could be fun.
Well, I don't blame you.
Okay.
Let's So okay, hold on. This one didn't turn out just anywhere near as badly as that last one. Are you guys still down to go everywhere else? Because we could otherwise just swing by to one of the deltas and then head back to Ankarel.
That was the
I
plan.
mean, we can.
That
Yeah, we can
it's
just go
on
to the
our
next
map.
Oh yeah, that's where the arrow's going. I thought someone just really messed up drawing a straight line.
No, nothing like that. Well, somebody did mess up drawing a straight line, but you know.
Also that, yes.
An unimportant factor. Alright. Well, in that case, the ship will take off for the next leg of your 2-day journey. Anything you guys want to do on your journey?
Well, actually, I'm
Spell!
curious. How does this airship actually propel itself again? Is it just purely through magic?
Broomstone. There is a magical stone located in the more secluded mountains of the world in the remains of the Draconian Empire. There was mined enough stone that is capable of magically levitating previous cities during the Calamity as well as nowadays airships. Only rare bits of this stone are still available for anyone specifically to mine, and you know that there is a decent cache of it in Ankarel.
So it's propelled purely through wind.
It's a magic stone.
Magic stones. Yeah.
Hmm.
They can enable large objects to fly, basically. But there are still things like weight limits to consider, especially with these stones. But the more stones, generally, the heavier the object can be lifted. Build a base of a city on some broomstone, you could fly a city.
You think we could lift Aldor with these?
Maybe.
What if wait, hear me out. We've spent all this time trying to just get into the maw, right? To get underneath Ankarel. What if we just take
You
on
want to lift up
Corel
on Corel?
and
Move
push
it
it somewhere
somewhere
else?
That's a great idea.
Look,
That's a terrible plan, Patrick.
Look, I'm just saying.
You know, I don't understand why the last time we had flying cities was before the calamity. Those were pretty sick.
Ain't enough broomstone going around for that.
God.
I'm just saying, if we levitate on Corel, we won't have to worry about all this stupidity with the mob. We could just lift it up, go underneath it, and put it back down.
We could also just go underneath and still have the same lack of problems.
I feel like you'd have like an easier time just digging a hole. Honestly,
No.
might
No,
take you
no,
a couple of years, but
No, I think I'd rather pick up the whole city and then put it back down.
yeah, that's the preferred alternative here. Anything you guys want to do while you're on your flight?
I'm
Eridonis will
copying
consider
down
the
my spell.
possibilities of lifting upon Corel.
Oh my god.
All right.
Hold on, let me make like a baseline intelligence check with disadvantage.
Good
Holy
lord.
shit. A 14 with disadvantage.
Well, I mean, seems like you're ready. Get to it, Astroneer.
How much broomstone would it take to lift up the entirety of Ankarel?
How much broom could a stonemason stone if a broomstone mason could stone?
1.
Well, that's your answer. Anyways,
That's what I'm busying myself with over the journey.
anyone else? Anything exciting? Fanzira, you were studying a spell. What spell are you practicing?
Practicing? You mean like
Yeah, how
writing
were you
down?
learning? Yeah,
The
you're learning.
one from the book that I just got. It's the funny one that I counterspelled that would have killed my entire party.
Chain lightning?
Yes.
300 gold is enough to cover that?
It should be.
It's a 6th level spell.
50 per spell level, 300.
50 per spell level?
Yeah.
Does it get any cheaper due to the magical ink thing that you had?
You probably have a point, and I didn't calculate for that. Hold on.
Check it.
Half price. Okay, so it's 25 per. Hold on. You might get some
150
money
gold,
back.
150.
150. There you go. He didn't spend that much on me. Don't worry. Put that money back in your pocket.
Well, then there you go. A new spell is Learned. Chain lightning. Do you even have the level to use that?
I just got it.
Level
Okay.
11.
Just got
Wait,
6
you
level
can use
spells.
chain lightning?
Yep.
Oh, nothing's stopping us now.
What 6th level spell did you pick up, Eridonis, out of curiosity? Oh, wait, no, you took a sorcerer bit, never mind. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's a new addition, my bad.
Hold on, let me check actually. Wait, new additions give warlocks. Do they get? They don't get 6th level spell slots. They get Mystic Arcana.
They get Mystic Arcana, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh god, if I could get chain lightning with Mystic Arcana, then nothing would stop me.
Bro,
2 chain lightnings?
Ooh, chain lightning.
guys
I don't
gotta
think it's
stop
on the
reading-
spell list.
You guys gotta
I
stop
don't think
reading
it's on
from
the
the
spell
same
list.
spell
You're
book.
okay. You're not in danger.
Come on, Eridonis, quit cheating on this test. Put your own spells. First
You know
it's
how
Silvery
powerful-
Barb, then it's
Actually, I'm
Lance.
from the Age of Calamity. I made these spells.
Exactly.
he
Dude,
wanted
I'm
to get
literally-
innervation too, and
I
I
am
already took it before he
literally-
did.
I'm gonna kill you all right now. A Dustra flies from the
What
sea.
did I do?
Right through your ship. You're associated.
Eridonis is gonna like gain a level, roll back to the bird people. He's gonna be like, "I told you I'd give you a measure of my power." Cast chain lightning on them.
I just want the record to state I've had nothing to do with any of this.
Well, you can jump off the ship then before anything bad happens.
Go on. There's only a 10% chance you die.
Anyways,
God.
as
I
the
don't
night.
think falling damage could kill me.
Oh god.
Nerds
Terminal
falling
velocity
damage.
can. You'd reach terminal velocity eventually.
20d6 halved? Yeah, no chance.
Well, what level of height is terminal velocity at? Come on.
Just it caps out at 20d6.
It gets.
Like I said, nerds
eventually-
falling damage can.
Eventually, it's death.
No, it isn't.
It's
Pretty sure that's a
20d6.
rule.
I'm pretty sure I can point to the rule book.
I mean, I'm curious now. I've always thought there was a rule for like if you're at a certain height, it's just instant death.
No, that was just Matt Mercer.
Was it?
We're in
Yeah,
his.
that's why Marisha died.
We're in
This
his
is why
world.
This is why we're in Exandria right now, guys. Come on, when in Matthew Mercer land, guys? We got to use the same rules as him. So there you go, Valen. Fall too high and die.
If we're using the same rules as him, does that mean we can, like, fucking stage an orgy to get out of a combat encounter?
That's not a rule. That's just players being special.
Oh my god.
You're recording right now.
I'm live.
They're being special. They're being freaky. Anyways,
Demonetized.
the night rolls around, Eridonis, and for
We get
you
monetization, damn.
is the only person who
Well, if I wanted it, I'm not
receives
getting
a-
it now.
unique dream.
Unique? Tell me
Well,
more.
you know, the same old, right? You're scholars.
Classic middle of the night vision.
Classic.
Middle of the night vision.
How else am I supposed to convey story elements? You fall into this deep trance of rest and eventually find yourself at the building once more. You enter in, I assume, as you always have.
Mm-hmm.
This time, a few new things strike you. As similar it was before, you see the topaz gemstone in the center float towards your paradisiacal wish as they merge to one, joining this strange crystalline puzzle and continuing to form this orb into something greater. Before you, one of the scholars takes on a new form, or more of a form. You see a tabaxi woman in the same robes as the orc man. This being the form of Sif. She'll speak and say, "It's still mostly a blur, but I'm starting to remember the moment where we gained the inspiration we needed to press on. It was a darker night than most. The stars were as beautiful as they always stood. A muse and inspiration, a guiding light to everyone within our school. I do not remember who it was who first had the idea to assemble such a group, but we all thought there was more than what we were being taught to learn, and the world began going to hell. So it made naturally sense to pursue something like that, to protect those we loved."
Eridonis thinks on that. Those we loved. Yet instead all we did was open a gate to ruin, it seems.
Or perhaps the ruin that already existed had found us when it was too late.
Nothing now remains of those that we might have sought to protect.
we
Even
must-
with my memories coming back, I don't remember if there was anyone, any family members, any brothers or sisters, other close friends.
Then we must wonder, the people that were lost there, were we to be counted among them? And are we just shells of our former selves, pressing on to some conclusion? Spirits seeking an end.
Or perhaps simply justification. Something to finally show for all that we've lost, all that we've given.
We can only hope. Regardless, it is the path we walk. That scholar will speak. Motivation. Inspiration. That which led to a hypothesis. The story is piecing itself together, albeit perhaps out of place. It makes sense that around this world lies more answers, but with the pace we are making, we can crack this open in time. Just maybe. I wish to know more about this hypothesis, and specifically what went wrong. And most curiously, why you seem to have walked out of it unscathed. Or, at the very least, still corporeal. Perhaps the star chose you. Kind of motioning to the one in the center of the room.
Perhaps. There is something out there that sends me other visions. Something that reached out to those bird folk. Perhaps it is all coming together for some other purpose.
We can hope. But most importantly, we can know. The path ahead is clear. We won't dally on our regained memories, so long as we press on to learn the next truth. The story is making sense. Finally. After all these years.
Thomas is going to bow his head and take his leave.
You walk out and you see the room starting to assemble itself together as you do. At this point, there's no more hole in the floor, and it looks more like tattered, messed up, and ruined, but not completely shattered, floating in an astral sea. Everything is starting to piece itself together. And as you leave, a few memories come to you. First, you think back on that chamber. And though it was fuzzy, you can't help but getting that image out of your head, that destruction. It feels just strangely familiar. Besides that, you see that same starry sky outside of this room. That was the source of the Tabaxi's vision. You and her sit overlooking a city, and up in the sky, the Cassiopeia constellation, before you arise.
Interesting. I'm noting this down.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. That's it?
Yeah. As much as you can recall.
As much as I can recall.
Right now, at least. And you all awaken to a new set of days as you ply forward towards your next journey. Anything your group wishes to do? If not, forever hold your peace.
Let's keep going. I actually need to take a short bathroom break.
Okay, we can quickly do that then.
However,
Because I'll be back as well.
Can we get a long rest?
Yeah, why not, right?
you literally didn't even expend anything.
We cast some spells, so.
I did.
Some of us are trying to progress our social credit.
Social credit? What is this? A foreign nation?
Yes, like
Wow.
explicitly. Everyone in this party is a foreigner.
I was gonna say that something something China rumor something something social credit yada yada. Anyway. My spell book is rounding out rather nicely yet. Yummy. Yummy magic spell.
I'm so glad that you've got chain lightning now.
Why?
Just now,
Or
the
chain
bad
lightning.
guys will get chain lightning before we run into them.
Who? Who did you say?
The bad guys?
Bad guys. Gotcha.
You
It
know,
is
the
pretty
animated
pricey,
wolf
but
and snake and shark. You know the bad guys.
the bad guys. Yeah. It is not currently prepared, but it is there.
We are flying to another area where there might be a dead person with a bunch of people guarding it.
Yes.
Do we know that there's a bunch of people there guarding it?
Well, we can jump to conclusions here.
We can jump to conclusion.
It's not far from a busy port or on Corral. So we can assume it's been
Like-
discovered by something.
Group of people or mythic creature? Take your bet.
Oh boy.
I'm going mythic
My bet's
creature
on
this
mythic
one.
creature. Yeah.
Back. What is how's happening,
Ardonis,
guys?
do you think we're gonna have a group of people guarding your next body or a mythic creature?
I feel like a group of people because we already had mythic creature.
We just had a
Yeah,
group
but we
of
already
people.
had a group of people.
Yeah, but these people weren't trying to kill us.
So you think it's going to be a group of hostile people,
Yes.
That's fair.
or not a hostile mythic creature?
What if, yeah, what if it's the fucking co-legions?
The Cohabitation Alliance?
Yeah, that's it. Listen, I don't know their name. I wasn't there when they were formed.
It's literally on the rival chart.
You think I read that thing?
Yeah, hopefully.
No.
Why?
What if it's the Cobalt Soul? Like
That
would
they've
be
discovered
interesting.
this place already, and they're there.
Oh man,
Set up
they're gonna put your fucking friend in a fucking closet too.
They've set up a little research station.
And then his hands.
You there?
I don't know.
We know
I
you.
don't tell you.
Did you go to the bathroom already? You came back?
Hannah
Yeah,
Grip
yeah.
Sands. You think they got a Panera?
Toronto
Bread?
apartments are very small.
Well, that's fair.
Yes. I'm like I'm basically living in a. I'm living in a shoebox with a shoebox.
Man, that scientist wage ain't doing you any favor.
Buddy,
It's not the scientist wage, it's Toronto, trust me.
it's also the scientist wage.
I think
But hey.
Toronto has the highest housing cost of any city in the entire Western Hemisphere, something like that.
I could have sworn it was like Vancouver or something actually.
It's definitely Toronto now.
Listen, hear me out. Just raise an army of rats and take somebody else's bigger home.
Yeah, what are we going by? Like, what are we going by? Property prices or rents?
property prices.
Property prices.
You know, I hope your self-worth is very good, because you deserve to own.
No, I definitely want to own. Let's see. Oh, apparently it's Monaco. Or Hong Kong.
Well,
You see-
Hong Kong is not in the right hemisphere. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because we were saying Western Hemisphere. Let's see. Top 10 most expensive cities to buy property. Hong Kong, Singapore, Shanghai, Vancouver.
Goddamn.
And then it's Shenzhen, then LA, then New York, then London, then Beijing, then Paris. Yeah, Toronto isn't even on here, which is interesting.
It's an incomplete graph then.
I mean, that's what I'm almost suspecting. Although, to be fair, now that the Canadian dollar has turned to shit, who knows? I am in physical pain. I love it when our dollar slips to like under 70 US. You know, the funniest part is I was actually considering going down to the States to eventually work in biotech because Silicon Valley has a huge industry for my kind of work, focusing on like pharmaceuticals and treatments for Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. But ever since your president decided to freeze all of the funding review boards,
Yeah.
as of
So-
now, I'm earning more than all of Silicon Valley combined by virtue of the fact that I'm actually receiving money from a grant.
So there's gonna be a thing on California State's what's it called, ballot in 2028, I think, where they're going to propose becoming their own country. If they get 50% or more of the vote, they're going to like not work with the United States anymore or something. I haven't read into it, but
Didn't you guys?
What are you
literally have
talking
a
about?
whole
What?
civil-
I zoned out.
Well,
Didn't you
we're
guys
back.
literally fight? Didn't you guys literally fight the bloodiest war on your own territory over an exactly the same problem like this 200 years ago?
Yeah, what are we talking about? I zoned out.
we can talk about it later. It's not that important.
Just talk about it now. It's 5 seconds.
We've got D&D to get to.
We
Well,
definitely didn't get to.
Yeah, anyways, we're back. And you're at your next destination. So, you arrive at a small stream heading down towards Ank'Harel. As you appear here, you land somewhere out more in the middle of the desert. Not exactly in the bank of this stream. The captain will say, "Not sure what you're looking to find out here, but, well, good luck with it. Hopefully no sand beasts are this close to the city. Should be safe. It's on a
I think
well-known
it's a
docking
mythical
port."
monster.
When you say sand beasts, what are you referring to?
Well, just about anything. Sandworms, Dustra, any raiders. Things like that.
Well, we know we're going to be running into them. What do we look out for? Are there any signs?
Out here, you shouldn't have to worry about any crawler gangs or anything like that. This close to the city, it should actually be relatively safe. But if you want to look out for sandworms or Dustra, just keep an eye for the shifting sands. Dustra themselves like to blow up a big sandstorm when they're approaching. And sandworms, most of the time you'll spot a vortex in the sand. You step into it, you're as good as dead. Almost impossible to crawl out of it.
Good to know.
We'll keep those in mind.
But
Very
winds
nice.
are low, and I don't see any vortexes from here.
Well, on the topic of seeing things out here, Harrryyyson will look over the edge of the airship. Is there anything that we can see that hints at where this next scholar might be?
You see off in the distance what looks like a small blotch of greenery.
That looks like the place.
Some kind of oasis, perhaps?
Maybe. They're not, they're rare, but it's not unheard of.
Well, I suppose we can take a look.
Especially out here.
Do you have that slow fall spell still ready?
I always have it ready. Shall we?
And there isn't a stop now.
All right, let's go. Eridance is going to vault over the edge.
Finsira, are you with us?
I mean, yeah, I just don't like falling. It fucking makes me feel sick. Every time.
If it makes you feel any better, I'll hit the ground first.
Land on your corpse.
It's harder than the ground.
He's getting a bit far away. We should, Hey, give me a hand. It'll be fine.
Oh, this time you're taking my hand. Okay. I'll fucking grab your hand.
Listen, I'm forgetful.
Okay, let's go. Go. Everybody, go.
You dive off one by one, and eventually manage to link up enough to get caught with the slow fall spell.
See, nerd. Here's actually the funny thing. I'm not going to cast a slow fall spell.
But I waited specifically until we got 2 of these gemstones to finally bump the party off.
No!
The rest should be easy from here. You manage to survive the fall and approach Desert Oasis. Eventually, after a small bit of walking, you manage to arrive at this spot. What looks to be a simple pond in the middle of an oasis with all sorts of fruit trees surrounding it, seeming to bear plums.
You know, I have to wonder, if there's no crawler gangs out here, why doesn't he simply set the airship down?
He's hovering above.
I don't know if it can. You saw the skyport. Their fucking thing was towering, was super tall.
I've seen crashed airships out in the desert. So they can touch
Crashed.
the ground.
Keyword. Anyway.
Plum trees.
Interesting. I'm noticing, yeah.
Are these
Just
plum
a
trees
coincidence.
visually
Surely
familiar
this
to
doesn't
me?
mean anything. A
Oh
pond,
boy.
plum trees, not much else.
Simple oasis.
Mm.
Okay.
Crystalline
well,
waters.
Eridance was pointed up at the plums then.
Mm.
Hey, look at those.
I'm gonna pick a plum and just take a big juicy bite out of it.
Delicious.
Place seems a bit weird, don't you think?
Eridance is going to shrug his
Seems like
shoulders,
any
take a
other
couple.
random oasis.
I mean, the thing is, there's not a river far from here if the map's right. And there's only greenery here.
Eridance is
Right,
gonna
and your
take a
point
look at
is?
the pond.
That's how fucking grass works. What do you mean what my point is? It just seems strange.
Eridance is going to take a look at the pond.
You stare into the crystal waters and just kind of watch them ripple a bit. As feels like the waters themselves are almost foggy. Strangely, they change upon you staring at them for a bit. But nothing is made out.
Eridance is going to step into the water. I have a sneaky suspicion of what this is.
What I want to know is how you think it's strange that there's an oasis out here with grass and everything, when the last 2 places we were at, there was dead scholars with a civilization of Isfura and a dragon's horde around it.
I'm just saying I would have thought the grass would have spread further. It's not that complicated.
Does it rain out here, nerd? This place does
It's
get
the
rain, I
desert.
presume, right?
There's rain in the desert, but
And this is grass, and there's a river. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Eridance is just
I
going to
know
check
what you're
out
saying.
the,
I understand.
he's going to check out the water, maybe step deeper into it.
If you want an intelligent conversation, don't engage Phelan.
I don't want intelligent conversation. This is great.
It's honest. As you step into the water, your senses stay with you, and you expect some sort of vision, but don't receive anything special as of yet.
Nothing off about this little pond.
There's something certainly strange to this pond. You just aren't sure what it is. So, trial and error will be required.
Hey, want me to cast Detect Magic?
Bruh.
He's gonna turn around.
Oh, he's just full on in there. Look
I
like
like to imagine
5 seconds down.
I like to imagine I'm like waist deep in it.
Hmm.
That would be helpful. Are you done talking about grass?
I think so. Are we done talking about grass, Persephone?
Ugh.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I'm gonna go to the water's edge.
Alright.
I'll ritual cast it. I'll take 10 minutes.
Bruh. He's just marinating in the sauce.
No, that's your problem.
It's his problem, actually. Not mine.
So these are plums, huh?
Yeah, that's what they look
They're
like.
pretty tasty.
That's the shit your family grows, eh?
Well, they don't grow it. She works for the people who grow it, essentially, my mom. We get, like, discounts on the wine and all that.
Reach up, grab a plum, take a bite of it. Oh, that's
Juicy,
ominous
tasty
PM.
plum?
Mm-hmm.
It was just a curiosity-driven PM. You know what's really
God.
stupid about that river on the fucking map is that in updated versions of the Anchor of like the map of Marquette, they just don't have the river.
Oh my god, the
Like-
fucking Critical Role party erased the river, oh no.
Like, I mean, it's like in older versions the river like doesn't exist, but also like I think in the one that NetherDeep uses, the river doesn't exist.
Oh my god, this whole place is a mirage. We gotta book it, gang.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
is
they
no...
have rivers, but the world map looks like this. Hold on. Like, what am I supposed to do, right? It's not here. It drives me
No,
crazy.
I think the world map's also missing a lot of detail in the other places too.
It is, but this one was also fan made, so I don't know if a river was ever of mention. I think whoever made this map just added a river to it, which is fair, but also dag nabbit. I think that they made it before the Netherdeep book came out to just basically to kind of give reason to the water in Unkarel.
I'm under the water, please help me.
Underwater, please help me. But in the book it says the water is not from a river. It's killing me.
I just
What
more
kind of
see of
magic
it
do I detect? Could I ask that? No,
as
is
like a
it-
path
Yeah,
to the ocean.
I'm sorry. I don't want to stop you. Please, continue. As you detect magic, there is something definitively magic about these waters. You aren't sure what, but perhaps traces of divination magic lie upon it.
There's some sort of divination magic on the waters. Maybe they reflect something like the mirrors in the Sphinx's lair, or
Mm.
perhaps you can ask them a question.
Well, the surface of the water changed whenever I looked at it. I look at the water again.
Mm-hmm. You're looking at it. It seems to fog over once more, as you previously saw.
Let me
Exandria,
try.
what do you see?
Hmm?
Look at the surface of the water. Tell me what you see.
Okay. I'm gonna lean forward since I'm already standing near the edge of the water. And look in. Same fogginess? Question mark?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Certainly is.
I'll try it too. I'll go stand. I'll wade into the water a little bit, like maybe ankle deep.
Same result for each of you.
I'm gonna think at the water.
Okay.
Think at the water.
See if
What do
it
you
does
think?
anything different. I'm gonna try to visualize, because in Valen's mind, the Sphinx's place had something similar with the mirrors, where we could just like envision something and then it would appear.
Mm-hmm.
So Valen is envisioning hot broads.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
I gotta think of something.
Hot broads?
Yeah, well, sure. You don't see a lot of those, but the waters do slightly uncloud to visions of what looks like. How much does everyone? I gotta PM you.
How horny is Valen?
Can't believe that worked.
Well, it's yet to be discovered.
A succubus appears out of the water and kills you.
Let's see. I think you kept this in your notes. Yes, you did. To you in the waters, the rest of you do not see. You see the vision of a friend from your past. A woman named Marielle, a cleric devoted to the goddess Serathis. You see vivid moments of your past played out before you, spent with this person. Memories come rushing back to you.
Valen's gonna say, "Hey, I think it's work. I think it's. Oh, that's. Try envisioning your past as you look into the water.
Wait, what? Why?
Just do it. I think I see something. Someone."
At the mention of that, Persephone will finally start taking off their gear. Alright, fine, what the hell? Hop in the water.
Have to go in the water. You could just look at it.
No, I'm going in the water.
Okay. All right.
Everyone else is in the water.
Helps you get closer to the
No one,
visions.
only Adonis is in the water.
No, everyone
They
else is in the water.
too, so is everyone else.
Okay, I'm the only fucking one that isn't in the water, I guess.
You
What a
can stay
loser
dry.
who's not in the water.
You don't have to go in the water.
Wow, not enjoying the pool party? Amazing.
There's no peer pressure.
Look, everyone, look who's in the square club over there.
Contrary. The last time I got into a body of water with other people, I fucking nearly died from poisoning. Anyway.
I'm glad that's how you remember our date.
That's a part of it. That's a moment that in time that happened. Anyway, fucking. Ah, God. Past things. I think because of
I'm
the
also
plum
gonna
trees, I would just be thinking of home.
Zyra, you think of vivid memories of home. You see a beautiful outlook. The beaches where you grew up on the Menagerie Coast. Beautiful plum groves. Trees that are not too dissimilar to the ones here. And your very large family all around you, doing normal things that occupied their days. Simpler time.
Well, yeah, that
You guys
works.
see it all.
Yep.
Well, they're doing their thing. I want to think a bit further than this live's past and try to think of things from before I was reincarnated.
Okay. What do you want to think of specifically?
I've seen enough of the end. I want to see what got me there.
The moment leading up to it, or the moment itself?
Not the moment itself. Leading up to it. Like, relationships, faction tie, like that kind of things. Just the stuff that really mattered.
The waters show you visions of a life you never saw. You witness yourself, but not yourself at the same time. Surrounded by a group of constituents, a squad. You stand before the Bright Queen. Your mission's made clear, and it doesn't seem like you take the time to think or to doubt. You do what you're told. You head towards the city, and you reflect back on what you've lost. You are a man with very little. Someone who has almost nothing. Nothing to lose, and nothing to fear. Going into what you've been promised might be a death sentence.
I'm gonna just try and revel in those memories, slowly getting deeper and deeper in the water until head's all the way under. But you get to them.
All right, we'll come back around to you then. Valen, is there anything specifically you want to try to remember?
Good question. I think I would try to remember what the days were like in Vasselheim, the long days of training and, stress, trying to memorize all these different fighting styles and rituals.
To you, these memories are very, very clear. They're what makes you. What drives you. That which keeps you ahead. But yet, they feel distant from you. As if they're not your own. But at the same time, they're all so clear that it's hard to believe that they aren't.
What did the rest of you see?
Adonis, before that question is answered, we'll get everyone's visions. What do you try and recall?
I think Adonis will try to recall if he did have any loved ones before he and his fellow scholars unleashed whatever doom came upon them, to see if there was anybody in his life at all, or if it was just a life that was lived poorly.
Perhaps strangely, this shows you things that you could never have perhaps seen before. Moments of your past that have always been blurry and difficult to recall. You see yourself going through your day-to-day life in the past, a beautiful city, many loved ones, many close friends, a popular person with a lot to lose.
Wow. I really did fuck it all up then, didn't I?
Don't worry, the Calamity would have done it for you.
Ooh, almost tripped in a box. Calamity almost took me.
Well, I suppose, but to Valen's question, Adonis would just say, I see everything that I've lost. And I see that at least I might have been missed.
Any sign of your scholar here yet?
Can Eridanus try to focus his thoughts to the ruin that fell upon his order to see if he can't try to get a vision of what lies, where he can find the source of this ruin or the people tied to it?
You can recall this vividly. The aftermath of these ruins. You find yourself walking amongst them. Faces you remember. Death that you recall. Bodies lie around you, yet you remain alive. Clinging on and clambering through rubble caused definitively by magic. There are burns and scorches left behind. Perhaps explosions or some other arcane implements used. Destruction. Somehow you survived it. Yet you don't see any bodies.
Oh. Eridanus is going to file that knowledge away for himself. I can't parse anything useful from these waters, at least not where the scholar is. I see some kind of ruined hallway, a destroyed land, but no, nothing immediately useful.
It's the only thing here. So, is there any chance he's like at the bottom of the water?
Waters are clear, aren't they? Oh no, now they've become fogged, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Can I stick my head underneath the water?
It's blurry, but you can swim down.
Persephone's already doing that, so that's fine.
Or the rest of you try and envision before this happens, then.
I guess if no one else wants to go, I could go again.
Go for it.
Valen would be trying to envision the trial. Last thing he really remembers of his past life. And running through the steps that he had to go through to participate in this trial, and like, it worked, right? Why am I here?
You envision these trials, and you receive memories not prior privy to you. As you look upon them, you see various elements, sworn oaths, fights against veterans, spars, duels, traps, and old hallways, carrying torches up hundreds of flights of stairs and reciting hymns of every single god as you fill out a mask that you carry with you, featureless and eyeless, with different prayers and runes of protection. However, there comes a point in your memory where you don't reach the end of the trial. Your mask is unfinished. Yet you put it on, anyways. From there, You try and continue to recall this, but it's almost as if your own mind doesn't want to see what's next, as visions of this are torn away from you and made blurry. You try and focus, but you can't keep focus. It's almost like shutting something away.
No, there's more. I'm here. It keeps going.
Is there a problem?
Valen just like swipes a hand through the water and splashes it.
Dive on in with the rest of the other two.
I don't think this thing goes back far enough.
Or maybe it does, and you're just at the surface.
You're right. I need to go deeper.
Ah. Oh, okay. Well, here we go. I'm fucking gonna get in the water with him. Let's go. We're all going.
Zyra, Stephanie, is there anything you want to try and envision before you dive in?
Yeah. Continuing on.
Mhm.
Realizing that I can properly get a good look back for the first time in a while, I want to try and think of those I might have been close to. See what I missed out on.
Those memories are vivid. Vivid in the sense that there are none. Vivid to you is the fact that you were a man who had very little. You had your squad, and they were something, but they were never close. You all had a mission, a task. You didn't take time to consider love and happiness. That was for the people you were fighting to protect. If that was even the moral justification you told yourself to get that far. You were doing what you were told.
There's got to be a reason for that. But I'll get to that on my next round.
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 The sea monster attacks a quacker.
Bro, we passed the torch around here.
You're not getting a next round, buddy.
There'll be a next round.
You all dive in. Finzyre, is there anything you want to try and open up for yourself before you go in?
Open up for myself? These are like my memories. I feel like I remember everything that's happened after I left. I don't know what particularly I need to remember from before I left.
That's up to you.
Face
Did
of
you
your
forget about how
mother.
your family loves you?
Oh my god, I already envisioned home. I got to see my family.
Okay, but now look forward. See them dead lying on
Oh
the
my
ground.
god,
You
I
killed
don't
them.
know if it goes forward in time.
Find out what your family's been up to since you left.
Oh
How about
god.
Then how about this then? We'll dive in. As you all enter in, one by one, we'll go through. Adonis. We'll save you for last.
Yeah.
Valen. You
Yes,
dive
sir.
in, and like for everyone else, the water will turn red, like blood. You'll think this is only a small pond, maybe knee-high, but it feels like you're continuing to sink, to drown. The rest of them might see something different, but to you, you see a cascading waterfall. In a inlet room, ponds of water leading out, you manage to swim up and see what looks like a underwater stream with a waterfall surrounding it. Sitting on a rock, a figure you recognize as Perigee. She seems to be brushing her hair and with her fingers and looking towards the water.
Perigee? I'll try to speak. We're underwater still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or did we come
Well,
through into sort of
this
like
is-
that underground temp?
So, for the sake of this not being like not being like Goo Lagoon, this is a cave that you entered through an underwater area that happens to be like a little dry spot.
I surface, I see
Yes.
the scene, and then
Yeah.
Richie.
Two eyes
No.
will shoot towards you.
Swim
see-
a little closer.
Mm-hmm. As you see her look up to you, you see two blood-red eyes with what looks like streams of blood, almost like tears running down them, forming almost like a web. As they look towards you, you see no
What
halo,
happened to you?
no golden wings shimmered with moonlight. You see a brackish mace covered with red crystal, making spikes around it. So up to her.
Yeah, I swim up there.
She'll kind of be silent to your question, but start crying some more. How close do you get?
Within, let's say, like 4 feet.
Alright. She'll kind of slowly stand up. Her mace is dragging along the ground, not risen in any aggressive way. She'll walk up to you if you let her and start silently reaching out a hand to you. Stop her?
I'll reach out my own hands towards her. Try to support her. She looks injured. With the blood
Seems.
streaming down her face and everything.
Try and support her, but her hand kind of goes past your own and grabs at your cheek. She stares into your eyes. See a look of sorrow, of pity, and of mercy. Before you have much time to react, you'll see her other hand raise up the mace and bring it crashing down on you, sending you sputtering as you'll awaken once more, back in the pond, only just barely deep enough to cover your nose. Much shorter than you expected. To the others. Persephone.
Hello.
As you dive into the water, you see it turn blood red as well. Your worst moments laid out for you as you see the conclusion of your mission. You see a woman standing tall. Red ruidium seems to be all around you, though you're not sure if that's how you recall the moment. You watch this woman step forward, one by one going down a line. Those of you who were captured alive, executed in single file order, unable to move or resist, your restraints being your own minds. The thick black orange smoke pools from the gun as each of the shots are taken down the line. It reaches you, the last. She looks towards a young boy. He's wearing a cloak and has in his own hand a firearm that he seems hardly understanding of, like he barely knows how to use it. She motions her own weapon towards you casually, and the boy steps up nodding. 4 shots taken, and you're surrounded by a pool of your own blood, before awakening to a similar situation as Valen. Finzyra. The red starts to close in around you, and shows you visions of a stranger sight. You and your group walking into a chamber. In it lies a large red moon. It feels like you're underwater. The moon lashes out. Lightning struck, but before you can be struck, the glowing white orb appears before you and reroutes your vision. You're underwater still, but a shadow approaches you. There's just enough light cast by this strange astral follower that you're able to make out this form. It speaks. We are so disconnected, yet growing closer with each passing future. Moments make up eternity, and danger is only as far as the next day. Find yourself. Find me. For you are awoken once more. And lastly, for you, Eridanos. You see before yourself a tall man. He's a human, that much is certain. But, or so you think, given the build, until the hood is removed. You've met in a secretive place, a library where not many people are allowed to go, but you've got special privilege. As he takes off his hood, you realize this is a half-elf. Not quite human, but it seems to bear the form of what you would expect the leader to look like. You see him grab your hand and show you something that you've never seen. He says, "Our work. It's so close. Setback after setback. And the world ending. We can escape. We can reshape it. Let me show you this epiphany." Your vision will cut off. Floating up out of the water alongside you is a purple gemstone. An amethyst. But only a shard. As you all wake up, coughing and catching your breath as you escape the small shallow.
So close. And yet I'm still grasping at fog, it seems. Or I was gonna look over to the others. Did the waters reveal anything to you?
Persephone is looking down into the water, mouth slightly agape. Eyes perplexed at what they saw. Yeah, I think so. Sorry, how about you two?
The cryptic stuff about finding myself or something.
I saw Perigee.
Oh?
She was there at the bottom of the pool.
Uh-huh.
She didn't look all right. I think it was the Ruidium. It changed her.
So she has some too. Found it somewhere, or is it because you have it that she got it? I don't know how that works.
I don't know. But I don't think our connection is what it once was. I have to find her. More than ever.
And how do you propose we do that?
We have to finish this trip with the scholars and get back to Ank'Harel.
Well, that's our next stop to get supplies, and then... But, yeah. Sounds like everybody had a lovely time.
Fuck it. I'm gotta see a bit of my life beforehand. Yeah. It wasn't great. I don't think it was great. Might explain a whole fucking lot.
Well, the good thing is that you're here and not back there, so...
Don't be so quick to call it a good thing.
Are you not happy with where you are right now?
I'm not sure what to think right now, actually.
Not happy with
I'd
who you
prefer
are?
if you didn't ask.
Okay. Alright.
I think I'm gonna have to have a talk with someone.
I'm just gonna get out of the water. Walk out. Try and dry myself off with my magic.
I'm gonna follow after these guys with the amethyst in hand. Hopefully, so I don't actually. I'll take the amethyst. If I fall and I drown, so be it.
I'll get out of the pool as well.
Alright.
Everybody
Shuffling
gets
out
dried off.
for basically stretching it out.
I'll get out of the pool as well.
You get it dried off.
Thanks, Vanzara.
You're welcome. And one more. Oop. There, Adonis. All dry.
Now, how do we call that airship?
Very near. The
How long
ladder
has
is
it been? I don't
already.
know. Yeah.
It hasn't been too long.
Well,
Everybody took care
however
of this
you
one
want to
rather
signal it. You did the weird glowy light thing before.
We are blitzing through these.
The last two won't be as short.
One of them
Because
does not
we've
have
given
a
him an
map.
extra week to prep them.
I'm gonna get turned into a basketball by a sphinx again, aren't I?
Look, I didn't want
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
5 of these stars to be like a super dungeon.
Yeah. That was a bit painful.
So only like 2 of them were super dungeons, and then the others were just
I don't
normal.
know, we could use like 8 more magic items.
No, I'm good. I prefer cryptic visions. Those are my flavor.
Where's the legendary items we were promised?
Oh,
No one said that. Shut up. Fuck you.
I could shoot like a firebolt up into the sky as a flare.
The ladder's descended.
Oh,
You can
okay,
just
okay.
go climb on
I didn't
the
know
ship.
that.
I will climb on the ship.
Woo! Anyone else want to climb on the ship?
No, just me going in next week.
We're walking
I'll
to
get on the
Corral,
ship.
ladies and gentlemen.
We're walking.
Have the dungeon for yourself. Alrighty. You hop on the ship and the captain greets you once more. Another easy one, I take it?
I think that was the fastest
Harrryyyson
one.
looks at the others.
Yeah, another fucking easy one.
Didn't have to fight anything, but I think I was killed.
I think we left there with psychological damage rather than physical damage, as from what the general consensus is.
Hard on the
Right.
soul, easy on the body, I suppose.
Well, then take some time to meditate. This next leg of the journey is going to be the longest, unless you want to stop by the city again.
Harryyyson's gonna look to the others.
I mean, that was the fucking plan.
Supplies definitely would not hurt, and it would give us a little bit of extra time to put our minds together.
I certainly won't complain. Alright. Take some time to yourselves. Rest up. This should be a short flight. You guys want to do anything?
Nervously, sadly, reach up and pat Persephone on the top of the head. I don't want to make her upset. She's already upset.
Persephone looks back at you. Doesn't say anything, but gives you a quivering soft smile.
Mm. Then, instead of petting the top of your head, I will just hold your hand passively on our journey back. Give you some passive affection.
Appreciate the thought, but
You don't want to hold my hand.
Persephone's not super receptive.
Damn.
Takes off to a more seclusive part of the ship for a bit.
Alrighty.
So ensure as no one follows you, you'll be able to find one.
Indeed.
Nope. She needs space. Give space.
Just a lot of thoughts rushing through my mind. The main one being, that stupid fuck set me up.
You linger on this thought for a while, or speak to whatever shadows might be listening.
No, I'm not talking to him. I don't know how much vision he got, but if he gets to see what I see, he knows he don't want to be here right now.
The voice will reach out to you. I take it you saw something unnerving.
What did you do?
What does that mean? I've done many things. I've existed for centuries.
I got a clearer view. There's smoke coming out of that cut. You were there.
And you were there. Interesting. I suppose secrecy won't do any more with it. That will not satisfy you.
I thought I made that pretty fucking clear last time.
You did. But I was not aware of your experiences. Fine. There are many who have used me throughout history. Persephone, I am not good or evil, benevolent nor violent to some extent. I am a tool. I am vengeance. People draw from me, sometimes without my willingness, so they can pursue vengeance. I do not control the wants of man. There are thousands who call on my power. You have killed many of them yourself. But you're the only one I've spoken to in a long, long time. If it makes a difference.
Gents, were you reaping that day exactly?
Say that a little louder for me.
And what vengeance were you reaping that day?
Anna Ripley. She was a visionary. She saw a world where I could give her power, and in exchange she could spread my influence. Now, of course, I let her take care of her own personal business, but I'll take fault where fault is due. That firearm she crafted, it was inspired by one of my works, and it was my hand who guided it.
I was kind in there.
The boy. He was a willing participant. He had nothing. And she offered him family. He did what he was told. And what he was told was to kill. Raised in her ways. Anna stuck to her deal in the end. This side of the country swarms with firearms, all because of her good work. However, she overstepped our bounds. She pursued personal matters and petty grievances unrelated to vengeance. Killing for the sake of killing. She claimed some grandiose goal, but she kept taking from me without giving. If it were not for someone else, then I would have dealt with her myself.
So she is gone then.
Dead. Dead as can be. And her soul is no more.
I've had enough. Get the fuck out of here, I need to think.
Of course. And that sense fades from you, leaving you back to your own.
Persephone sits there, hand just resting on the left side of her head, rubbing up and down. A lot of new memories of her life to parse through, and confused as of what to think right now.
All right. And to the others, we'll cross off each of you next session on Dragon Ball Z.
Hell yeah.
Whoa!
Wait,
We're big Dragon Ball fans here.
I've never watched an episode in my life.
Neither have I.